Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you are in the world. Do not adjust your sets. Do not think you're dreaming. It's happening. The return of Late Night Lilywhite. My favourite show, your favourite show, is back. It's back once again, like the Renegade Master, P4 Power, power to the people. How are we doing, everyone? Boy, everyone in the chat that will be joining, have I missed you and doing this show. We're bringing it back. It's not going to be 3 times a week to begin with. It's not going to be, it's going to be, who knows? I promised to do one this week. And I was like, do I do it tonight? Do I do it tomorrow? And then I was like, do you know what? My sleep is all out of bonk again. I had an afternoon nap. I'm feeling quite awake. So I thought, do you know what, guys? It's about time to bring this back. Now, before I go through the comments and everything, I just want to address, obviously, the time I had my break, why I'm back, yada, yada, yada. But first of all, I want to thank every single person that sent me a message. Every single person that sent me a message when I wrote out that statement that we put on our community page and I put across my social media that I needed to take a break. And it happened, what was it, the day after Frank was sacked. It wasn't because of Frank. After that Late Night Lilywhite we did together on the day Frank got sacked, which was the right decision. Boy, did I get it completely, totally and utterly wrong. And I will be a man of my word and or a man of conviction. When I'm wrong, I say I'm wrong. But after I finished that show, I just looked at it and I was like, do you know what? I'm tired. I'm tired of fighting. I'm tired of this football club. I'm tired of the anger it was making me. I could feel my mental health going. And then I just literally sat up and couldn't sleep all night. And I just started bursting out in tears. And it weren't because of Tottenham or anything. It was just like, why is this affecting me so much? Why am I putting so much into this football club and so much into everything when I could be spending time with my wife? I could be looking for a job that I still can't find. And I was like, I came back from football games and my wife's like, get on a stream, get your anger out. And I'll get my anger out, but I'll get even more angry as the situation we're in. So I was like, nope, I can't do this till Enoch and Levy are gone. And that was what I was going to do. I went silent. I went rogue. I went off the grid. I did everything. And then after the day Tudor was sacked, I just couldn't help it. I was like, do you know what? I had quite a few messages from people that know me for being against the board and everything saying, Brian, you've got to come back. You've got to come back and bring your voice back. And I was like, nope, I'm not going there. I'm not going there. And then I was like, no, do you know what? I need to come back. My sole aim, I will talk Tottenham. I will talk about the games. I will talk about fixtures, tactics, whatever. But my number one aim and goal of coming back is just to get those bastards out of this football club. I really can't stress it strongly enough. But I thought, you know what, as well, when I came back, I thought, right, I'm just to do the odd show here and there. And then I thought, you know what? There's one show I'm missing. There is one show that I'm feeling so out of joint with not doing. And it's to spend time with you guys on Late Night Lilywhite. And here we are. We are back together once again. It will probably be once a week. But if any big Spurs news break, and God knows, you never know with Tottenham, I will be back. Also coming back financially. This is a source of revenue. It doesn't kick over a lot of money. We never ask for super chats or memberships. We ask for likes and follows and whatever. So not asking you to all start slamming in super chats or anything, but this is my source of income right now. So even watch hours and everything helps. So we're back. And I want to spend time with you, whether it be talking Spurs, talking absolute randomness, or anything in between. So we'll start going through the comments, guys. It's great to be back with you. First of all, one of my dear friends whose birthday it was yesterday. It was both Curly's Is it still yesterday? Yeah, the 21st. Curly is lucky. Curly is blessed, or should I say my mum is blessed to be born on Curly's birthday, or the other way around. So happy birthday for yesterday, brother. I even sang a happy birthday song to him. That's how special he is to me. Damn right. And as always, Enoch out. Brandon, brother, I have to say, geezer, your messages on Facebook have been so welcome for me. I know sometimes on Facebook it takes a while for people that follow me on social media, whether it be Twitter, Instagram or Facebook. If you send me direct messages, I apologize that sometimes it takes me a while to get back, because sometimes I don't look at them because there's just hundreds and from people I don't even know. But what I will do, the guys I do know, like Brandon, if you're on WhatsApp, I'll send you my number, brother, and we can chat on WhatsApp. Because I basically live my goddamn life on WhatsApp, live my life on it. Liran, buddy, we need to get in contact very, very soon. Thank you for the kind words. Don't know if I call myself the king, but it's always nice to be called that. But it's a pleasure to have you back. The return of malware, mate, missed you big time. Obviously, when I was back in England and doing stuff with We Are Tottenham TV, always saw you in the comments, always saw you putting in super chats, and it's always great to see you here. So big up to you. Liran saying welcome back, mate. Do you know what? Honestly, it's good to be back. And do you know what I found? I have a tattoo on my thigh, which is of all people a Will Smith quote, but a lot of my tattoos I have, and I have about 14 of them, a majority of them are quotes. I'm a very, very love quotes. And Will Smith had a comment that if you're absent during my struggles, don't expect to be present during my success. And you guys, whilst I was struggling, were all there for me. All there for me. So when I hit success and win the lottery or whatever, you're all going to be remembered. And like I said, people that are absent during my struggles, don't expect to be present in my future. And I'll tell you now, when I put that note out and I got emails and everything in return, I got emails from people I never, ever thought I would get emails from. People that I've fallen out with, people that I don't agree with. And you know what? They're like, Brian, listen, YouTube stuff is YouTube stuff. I saw your message and the human in me wants to make sure you're okay. And that meant more to me. I had some people that I count as dear friends, not a word. You find out who's there for you in times of struggle. And always, always remember that, people. When the good times are good, everyone wants to know you. Everyone wants to know you. But when the times are bad, that's when you find out who is there for you. So big up. Thanks, Leanne. Owen, my brother. Yeah, really, look, we can all be really hopeful. We can all be really, really hopeful, dude. I just think it's too late, personally. Also, I know our record against Wolves is horrific. But the one thing I think that's good with it is, don't get me wrong, the display from Sunderland, the difference to Brighton in patches was so much different. You could see they actually had an idea. I mean, I don't want to see Solanke or Mawani. I'd rather play with 9 men. I'd honestly rather play with 9 men than have them two on the pitch on Saturday. But I think a massive advantage in that game is that both us and West Ham are playing at the same time. And during the game, they're not going to know the score for sure. Obviously, the fans of West Ham and Spurs will if there's a goal in either game, their fans will let them know. But the fact that Spurs aren't going into that game knowing West Ham have lost or won and, right, we've got to do this, like we've got to win anyway, I think it's going to be a big help. But Wolves, I was there last season when we lost 4-2. I have never seen a more horrific performance than that performance live. And we just have Wolves. Us to Wolves are what Man City are to us. They just can't beat us, or we just can't. We can't just beat them like Man City. And they're like, how the hell do we beat them? It's just one of those things. And I hope that if we don't, I think it's too late. West Ham showed us the door and gave us a chance, but I think we've just left it too late. But again, never, ever, ever have I wanted to be more wrong. But always good to see you, Owen. Mate, AU's up. Big up to you, buddy. I hope you're good and well. Yeah, look, I came back. I went on Chris Cowling after Tudor got sacked, which was like my first real appearance. Then I as people will know, my love and my relationship with We Are Tottenham TV. I don't know if people heard about the tragedy that We Are Tottenham TV went through. They went through a tragic family loss, and they asked me if I could step in and help them. And you know what I'm going to say to them: I don't care what happens. If I was on those boys ever call me, no matter what the situation is or no matter where I am in my life, they need me. I will always be there for them. Always, no matter what the situation is, I will be there for them, and they needed me. And then it kind of just got bigger and bigger. But you know what it is? I don't go on like 5 shows a day or 4 shows a day. I make sure in the evening times or late afternoon, early evening, I'm with my wife. We have dinner. I'm not going to make just appearing on shows in my life. My wife is the most important thing in my life, and I'm going to spend as much time with her as possible. She probably hates it. She probably hates this fact, in all honesty. But I hope you are well. I use it. Ryan, big up, brother. Sorry we haven't spoken since we spoke. We spoke on Friday. We were meant to speak. Literally Saturday and Sunday, I got no sleep. No sleep whatsoever. After the Spurs game, watched WrestleMania, or came home and I was just heartbroken and devastated. If any of you saw me on We Are Tottenham TV, I was gone. I was in a mess. Saturday and Sunday didn't sleep. Monday, good night Vienna for most of the day. But we will speak this week, brother, and I hope you're good. There he is. There he is. I'm loving seeing the old names came back together. Jonathan Boyd, my good friend. I hope you're good and well. I hope your family are well. Yeah, as I was saying, they're coming back. Late Night Lilywhite will be at least once a week. At least once a week. I'm not going to overshoot myself and say, right, it's going to be 2, 3, 4 times a week. We'll start with 1 if there needs to be more. And they're going to be back regularly. So strap yourselves in. I'm actually looking forward to doing stuff during the World Cup as well. And for me, I once this wretched season is over, all my life I have wanted to live in or be in a host nation city for a World Cup. And I'm going to enjoy the World Cup. I cannot wait for it to come here. But good to see you. Russell, big up, brother. Mate, I'm literally today, I'm just going to do myself, brother. Today, I am just doing myself. But as of next week, I'm going to bring guests on as a regular. Today is just going to be a sit back and chill with you. I appreciate it, Russell, brother. But as of next week, if we're on this time next week and you've got spare 30 minutes, I will get you on straight away, brother. Great to have you back as well, buddy. Russell, couldn't have said it better myself. I've been called a king and a lord. Thank you very, very, very much, guys. Thank you very, very much. Don Corleone, or as I call him, Mr. Joshua, Dagelites Unite. That's it. It's like the Power Rangers all morphing into one. It's honestly, it's so good to be back. Jonathan, we're not on the beach. I believe we'll start. Okay. Wolves is away as a must win, and I predict a clean sheet for Spurs. A clean sheet. When was the last time we kept a clean sheet? Was it Brentford on New Year's Day? Was it Brentford New Year's Day? That's what I'm trying to work. When was the last time? Was it? Let's have a look. Last time. I'm sure I'm right. Last time Tottenham didn't concede a goal in the Premier League. Let's have a look. Recent form. This doesn't really help me. Thank you. All right, I'm going to go with that. People could look it up. I think it's that, but yeah, Joe, you can. Look, it's all well and good, Jonathan. I'll never tell anyone how that they're right, they're wrong. I like I said, I'm looking at it that it's too late. That we've left it too late. Did we see something good yesterday? Saturday? Yeah. Was it great seeing Benscore there? Amazing. Who I actually thought played a lot better than I thought he would. I thought he's going to come back, be rusty after so long out, but he did so well. It was Gallagher's best game. Well, let's face it, it weren't that easy. It weren't that hard to beat it. I think it's a little bit too late. I think we've left it that we need to win 3 games, and we haven't been able to win a Premier League game all season, and I can't see where they're coming from. And we'll have to see, mate. But like I said, never in my life have I wanted to be so wrong. Never, ever. And I said as well on Saturday, I would have taken 3 points. If someone had said, right, you got to lose a North London derby, or you didn't win Bilbao or an effort, I would have taken it just to have got the 3 points Saturday. Our Premier League survival is just financially, we don't stay up. We are in big problems. I don't think people understand, not you guys, but I don't think people really understand just the consequences of those actions. Dave, I am back in Toronto. I came back the end of January. The next time I'm back in London, God willing, there isn't a family emergency or anything, will be June 2027 at the beginning, because it will be my mum and dad's golden wedding anniversary, celebrating 50 years. So there's going to be a big celebration. So unless something awful, and please God it doesn't, I won't be back in England until June 2027. So I'm back here looking forward to the Canada summer. I came back, thank God I missed January here. The winter was a hard one. February weren't great, but January was, thank God I was there. If you ever win the lottery, don't hire, mate, I'd hire them to be my human pinatas, is what I would do. I would say, Vinay, Lange, how much would you want for me to pin you up like a pinata and just have a pinata room, and I can invite people around and they can have 10 minutes for you with a baseball bat or something, or one of those pool noodles, just to literally, that's what I would do. Do my finances? No. Use it as a pinata? Abso-bloody-lutely. Melware, how about, listen, Chelsea, 1 second, let me just take a, yep, they'll get new manager bounce now, but this is the thing, I put a post out across my socials, Melware, both on, actually, I'll show it to you. Let me share my page. Let me go onto Twitter. For people that don't follow me, for people that don't follow me on Twitter, I have been quite active in drumming this in. I'll show you my Twitter. My Twitter as of recently. So share screen, Twitter. So I started with something that I posted April the 10th that I pinned. Let me just make sure you guys can see it. Okay, let me try. I've got to remember how I zoom in. I've got to remember how I zoom in. Let's have a look. Was it Command? Wait. No. Control. Oh, I don't fucking know. Right, so I'll read it. It goes, fuck you, Enoch. Fuck you, Lewis family. Fuck you, Vinay. Fuck you, Lange. Fuck you, recruitment team. Fuck you, medical team. Fuck you, Levy. Fuck you, Cullen. And all the above and every board member that over 25 years has neglected the football club, allowing this to happen. Then that's World of Hotspur saying, imagine spending that much just to get relegated. Spurs in the last decade have spent 1.15 billion. There's the return. But this is where I was getting at. I put Arsenal fans kicked off over finishing 8th twice. Chelsea fans kicking off over maybe missing Europe. They don't tolerate failure. Spurs, ? Singing for the team bus in a relegation battle. Standards gone. Expectations dead. And the board gets away with it yet again. This is what this football club does. And Leroy was saying that Chelsea don't accept things. Their standards that they have, he's gone. I mean, Chelsea, their owners, they are protesting hard, but their owners are just fools. Abramovich got it. Abramovich understood it. But they'll bring, well, the thing is, they've just hired, they're not bringing anyone in. They promoted their youth coach. So their youth coach will see what he's got. But you just know there'll be all games. And then there'll be prime Chelsea of old when we roll into Stamford Bridge. And listen, with Stamford Bridge, it's a mental thing with these players. They just can't. They can't rise to the occasion. But if there's ever a time to do it, now would be the chance, wouldn't it? Stay up 24-hour street. Oh, yeah, mate. Listen, if I had the coffees, I would do. But I've got to go to a doctor's appointment with my wife at 9 a.m. our time. And yeah, the latest I'll go tonight is midnight. Saying that, we'll probably end up 2 a.m, but I do plan there will be some long ones, lads and ladies. There will be some long ones. Jonathan, I don't believe there are any clubs we can't beat. Wolves, Chelsea, no matter. We can win 5. Yeah, no, listen, Jonathan, again, I'm going to say to you, I love your optimism. I absolutely love your optimism. And anyone that's as optimistic as Jonathan is, fair play to you. You won't hear me going, oh my God, what the hell are you talking about, or anything like that. I just, after what we've been through this season, after the performances we've seen, I just can't see it. Should we beat Wolves and we put in a really, really good performance, then it's like, okay, they've done that. Then you go away to Villa. And I'm actually happy we got 2 games away from home because the home form just right off. But we shall see what happens, Jonathan. We shall see what happens. But I do love your optimism. What's happened with me is, listen, we go down to the Championship or not, I will be there. I will support them. I will watch them every single week. I will never not support my football club. I just think what we have been through and what this board have done to us have just it's too far gone. If we brought in De Zerbi when we brought in Tudor, I think we're out of the game already. I think we're climbing up the table in a way. I think we have just left it too late, and the January debacle of the window. Jonathan, we haven't won. Yeah, like I said, Malware, people can feel that way. Like I said, it's just been such a long time. But do you know what? I wish I could have the optimism like people. I just process it, and I'm just like, look where we've been, look what we've done, look at our record against Wolves, and I just think it's too bad. I think the players might collapse under the pressure, but we'll see. We shall see. We'll never know. I mean, wouldn't it be the most Spursy thing ever to then go and win 5 games back to back? You can never say never with Tottenham, but I just don't think it will happen. Mate, don't feel like that, brother. We'll talk some point tomorrow or Friday. Properly catch up. Just hold on tight. Ryan's had some very, very bad news. I won't say it's not my news to tell. And Ryan, we're all thinking of you, and you know I'm here for you. We've spoken a few times during this time, and I will be there for you, brother. Let's go. Paul Brown, big up, my man, Paul Brown. Evening, sir. I, as always, will be a delusionary Spurs fan. Look, like I said, you can call it delusionary, you can call it optimistic, you can call it whatever way you want. I would say, I wouldn't say you do. I just wish I could be like this. I wish I could. I won't hold it against anyone that does. I just can't see it. I just can't see it. But you know, the way I've looked at things before as well is, if you think the worst and it happens, then I'm like, well, I expected it. If I think the worst and the best happens, I'm absolutely, yes, get in there, I was proven wrong. But if you hope for the best and the worst happens, man, that's a crash landing. That's a crash landing. Do I have any World Cup predictions? I'm going to go bold. I'm really going to go bold. And I think England have got, if Harry Kane can stay fit, I think England have got a real chance. And the only reason I say that, look, England had a very, very easy qualifying group. We smashed it. But the fact that we went the whole qualifying round without conceding is massive for me, which is what you need in European competitions or World Cups. Don't concede. Just don't concede. Yes, we had easy teams and a couple of hard teams, but the thing is, we've never done that before. We have never, and we've had some easy qualifications before. I think with Thomas Tuchel and the way he'll set up, I think if we can stay fit, I think we have a real chance. I really, really do. And the thing is, or actually, let's just, when I said I won't be back till June 2027, if England won the World Cup, if I'll be here for the final, obviously it'll be in New York at MetLife Stadium. I won't go to New York. Hopefully, I might be actually, but I won't come home for it. But if England do win the World Cup, the only thing I want to do is get home and give my dad a hug. That's all I want to do. Be with my dad for the week and my nephews and niece. But my dad was bar mitzvahed the day England won the World Cup. And I've always said, if they're like even the Europa League final, if someone said you can be in Bilbao and watch it, or be with your dad at home and watch it, I'll choose my dad every single time. Those are the memories that I want to have with my dad. So if England won the World Cup, depending on if I've got a job and what the flights are and if we can do it, I would fly back for just a week, just to spend that week with my dad. But I really do think England have a chance. I don't know what everyone else thinks. Ben, it's Tello. I'm going to guess that's your name. That could be read any other way. If we can stop doing the shirt, do you know what, brother? There was so much made of Xavi Simons. There's two things that really annoyed me. We drew the game, and the two things that came away was obviously him celebrating, which we deal with, and then obviously the Danso issue. Now, Xavi Simons, when he scored that goal, the whole stadium went nuts. The sense of relief that we were in the lead so late and we could be getting 3 points, and especially it being Xavi, who's been kicked to the curb for whatever reason. But even though he's hardly started any games, he's created our most chances, our most creative player, and he got an assist and that goal. I don't blame him once. I understand where this is coming from, but I didn't blame him for 1 second. It was the outpour of emotions that was just like, bang, have some of this. And then obviously we had to Danso switch off. And yes, Danso made a huge error, but I think Danso has been so dependable for us. And it just goes to show, we saw Man U Leeds on the Monday before, where Leeds went 2-0 up. Man U scored a goal and it was all hands on deck, and Leeds fought. That was, forget how well Leeds played in the first half. The way they were able to hold off and defend and get back in numbers and defend for their lives, that was the most impressive thing for me. And then everyone that's going at Danso and Xavi, I mean, if we hadn't conceded that goal, no one's talking about Xavi's goal celebration. But everyone was talking about Danso, and I'm like, well, wait a minute, what of Kolo Muani and Solanke done for us up top? Where are them converting their shot? When we're in this kind of form or anything, yes, defending is key, but you need to score goals. And when you're at the bottom like we are, you get your chances. You have to take them. You have to be ruthless. And our strike force, I think, have been getting away with murder this season. Richie, when he's come back, has got amongst the goals and scored some big goals. His fight is also there. But you look at the players like Muani and Solanke. Since Manchester United, Solanke has been non-existent. Like non-existent. Nothing said. Muani, who has got to be... I think Vincent Janssen was a better signing, and I'm not joking. Nothing. So I understand where that's coming from, but I think the goal going in was just a huge sigh of relief, and Xavi saying, "This is what I can bloody well do. Pick me." So I know where people got angry with that, but I thought it was OTT in general, with the Spurs fans going nuts about it. Citrus Ball, my man. Good to see you, and always good to chat with you on DMs. NFL draft is tomorrow. Look, I loved the NFL on the draft day. I have never watched one officially. The only one I've really watched is the Kevin Costner movie, which is one of the best movies in American football ever. I just hope that the Saints come out of it well, because the Saints last season were absolutely horrific. And I do mean horrific. I used to, for the first few years when I was here, the Saints always made the playoffs. Always. And they always looked decent during the season. Last season was, mate, to be a Saints and Spurs fan. But I can't wait for the football season to come. And I'm also going to be reaching out to everyone in North America because I'm going to start protesting or organising protests to get into the NFL and outside the NFL and creating banners, because I want as much traction as I can of Enoch out banners in NFL games to piss the NFL off and piss Enoch off. Or, sorry, piss Enoch off and NFL going nuts at them. So any North American that wants in and goes to American football games or near the stadium or any other North American sport, let me know, because I'm going to be organising, getting some banners done and getting them out far and wide across the states. Yeah, we'll see. That game, you never know. I mean, we've had games so many times where we've been better than them, where they've been much worse than us, and we just can't. We just got, look, you look at it, Battle of the Bridge, 2-0 up, going for the league title. Chelsea dig deep. Obviously, the Battle of the Bridge was insane. But the amount of times we've slipped up there when we've had the upper hand or we've needed to get the points. So I never count anything on that game. So we'll see. We'll see how they, I mean, they've got the FA Cup semi-final. Let's see. And that Leeds game is going to be tasty. Very, very tasty. Malware. So let's have a look. You think we'll beat Wolves, beat Villa. So you reckon we're getting 10? You reckon we're getting 10 points? I love the optimism. I love the optimism. I'll tell you what, the way I see it, and I'm being deadly serious here. Wolves defeat, and I'll tell you why I'm basing this, just because of their record against us, and now that they're guaranteed down, they'll play with freedom, and that's a very dangerous thing to do. And the history we have with Wolves and the performances. Villa draw, Leeds lose, and I think that is the game where it's confirmed for us. I just don't want it to be confirmed at Chelsea. I just don't want it to be confirmed at Chelsea. Can you imagine the Filth possibly win the league, Chelsea send us down, and West Ham stay up at the expense of Chelsea sending us down? I can't think of anything more horrific. I honestly could not think of a worse way for this to happen. But Chelsea, I can't see us winning a draw. And then maybe we beat Everton. But Everton will be going for Europe. And if they can go on a run, possibly Champions League. I said after the NLD, I don't think we'll win another game all season. I think we'll get 4 to 6 points. And obviously without winning a game, there'll all be draws. But I admire the optimism. I admire the optimism. Everyone in the chat, what are you thinking game-wise? Like Malware. How many points are you thinking we're getting? You don't need to put all the results if you want. Just put the points. Russell, brother, it's a real conundrum, but I have no faith in the idiot board who will react positively. No, they won't. They won't. They just won't. They haven't done it for 25 years. They're not going to go, oh, let's do it now. Let's start doing it now. And I wouldn't put it past them already thinking about bringing Skippy and Winks back and Carl Walker. And a section of our fan base will go, do you know what? They know Spurs. They know the club. They've got experience. They're good deals. And I'm like, oh, Jesus. Here we go. The only one positive, and I mean this in tongue-in-cheek, but also kind of if it does happen, the one thing that is giving me optimism if we go down, should we go down, is that I get to see my boy Alfie Devine. That's it. That I get to see Alfie and Ashley Phillips in a Spurs shirt, and both of us, people will know, I think are going to be terrific players. I would play them next season in the Premiership, in all honesty, especially Alfie. I'll get rid of half our midfield. I'll get rid of Sarr. Get rid of Basuma. There's just literally, God knows what we do. I would have Alfie Devine in the starting or within the squad, whether we're Premier League or Championship next season. And if we're Championship, he definitely starts. So that's the one slight speck of light that comes out. Mate, well, there's a few games before they play us, but they'll probably go on new manager bounce. We'll see against Wolves, Leeds in the FA Cup, because that rivalry back in the 70s is nasty. If you bash me, what will come out? Oof. I think that's a question where I have to, for the sake of the channel, say I won't say what I genuinely want to say, but I don't know, mate. I don't know, but that is how about chocolate mint Pringles, mate? Chocolate mint Pringles, and they all come to you, Johnny. They all come to you, Jonathan. Luke, big up, brother. I'm good. I'm actually, as probably people can see, we're going 35 minutes in this stream, and you can probably see in my facial features, my body language, my tone of voice, and everything that I'm in a much better place than when I said, right, I need a break. Tell you what, those 7 weeks where I couldn't even watch We Are Tottenham TV. I did watch them, but I couldn't watch them live because I would have wanted to be in the comments. And I was like, nope, I'm not even. I only put in my monthly members chat to them. I didn't comment for love nor money. And you know what? I hardly watched anything. And for 7 weeks of just watching nothing and spending time with the wife, looking for work, watching TV shows, doing it, mate, it was so refreshing. I felt a million times better. And I honestly do. It's what I do now. I don't get up in the morning at stupid o'clock and say, oh my God, what Spurs show is on? Let me find a Spurs show, or let me watch this. I'll do my show with Ben on the Coffee Channel. Monday and Friday, we're bringing Tottenham on tour back to do previews and post games. And I'm just doing 1 or 2 streams, sometimes none a day, but boy, that rest was needed big time. I feel revitalized. I feel refreshed. It's all good. It's all good. Yeah, mate, listen, don't believe. I mean, if Liverpool are looking at Mawani, I am playing for England in the World Cup. That's. I mean, don't. And you've seen all these reports that Spurs are. This player wants to come to Spurs, depending on our Premier League survival. It's all nonsense. It's all nonsense. It's all season ticket renewal prices. And I'll tell you one thing. My mate, who you'll probably see a lot in the chat on normal, out on the England time zone, or whatever, Craig O'Sullivan, he had a season ticket this year, and they keep sending him an email going, listen, you got to renew your season ticket, and they're asking for £1,900. And he's like, well, wait a minute, I don't even know what league you're going to be in. But they keep sending him reminders like once, twice a week saying, listen, they're trying to push people to commit to season tickets. And people are like, well, no, I don't know what division we're going to be. And I don't trust you to, we don't know the prices. And you know for a fact, for anyone that has done it early, let's just say Craig had paid the £1,900 and we go down to the Championship. Just saying for shits and giggles, it's confirmed we go down. They'll let's just say they halve it to £900. It should be even more. £900, 19. So let's just say let's just say £950 just for shits and giggles at half price. Everything's 50%. I know what Spurs will say. They'll say, right, do you want option 1 where you can have the money outstanding, you can have XYZ in vouchers and the rest as a partial refund, and that will be instantly, or you can have a full refund, but it will take 4 to 6 weeks, 8 weeks to refund because we've got thousands to do, so they can earn the interest off of it. But they're being very demanding to say, listen, renew your season ticket. And a lot of people are going, how about you let me know we know what league we're in first before you start asking me to have a massive outlay. You reckon the Dominican Republic of Congo, is it Dominican Republic? Sorry, have I just said something really, really, DR Congo? Democratic Republic of Congo. Okay. Did I say Dominican? I meant to say Democratic, not Dominican. I do apologize, people. Yeah, mate, I don't think they've got a cat in hell's chance. But if you are Congolese and you're being passionate and patriotic, big up to you. And it's great to see countries like this in the World Cup and representing their country. But I don't think they'll go far. And if you're not Congolese and you are being sarcastic, spot on. Don't care about 2026, can't sleep, don't care about football. Just bring 27 in now. Listen, Ryan, we're going to speak, mate. We're going to speak. Take it easy. We'll be there. We'll be there. I'll support you all the way. Relax, brother, and we'll get through it. Colo Mawan, oh, mate. Mate, do you know what? I think dog crap is too nice of a compliment for him, football-wise. I think he is absolutely atrocious. He has clearly come here like he doesn't want to play. What does he offer? He started off and he looked like a threat. And now he's just absolutely... I'd rather Tell playing on the right wing. At least Tell will give commitment and will try. He just doesn't want to be there. You can see from his body language. I wish we could have cancelled his loan. But don't worry, Mal, we're in January, as according to Lange, all our players are coming back. Mate, Mr. Matthew Collins, I'm good, brother. I'm good. I hope you're well, geezer. I hope you're well and the family, brother. Yeah, I mean, mate, I'd love nothing more than to beat Wolves. I'd love nothing more. Nothing more, but we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. It's almost time. Chelsea will fold like a lawn chair. There's hope. They probably will in every game except ours, buddy. Matthew, yes, only I say 3-0. Richie gets... Mate, listen, I hope Richie starts and starts up top. I want the front line to be Xavi, Richarlison, Tell. I do not want to see Solanke and Mawani, but no, I've said that now. They'll start. It'll be 3-0 Solanke and Mawani. But they've just been useless. Although I will say Solanke's hold-up play in parts of the game against Brighton was much better, but he's not there to do that. He's there to get goals, and he's so far out of position that when we do go on the attack, there's no one there. And that's why I think we need Richie. But every hard game will win, and every easy game on paper will get a point at most. Yeah, I just can't see us winning either of our home games. We might win the Everton one if our fate is... This way, if we go down to the last day of the season and it's on last day of the season between us, West Ham, Forest, or just one of them, I am very, very worried about what would happen. If we're safe and it's all done, then maybe we can get the win. All our home games, I can't see us getting a point. And I just can't believe how bad our home form has been in this new stadium. Apart from the first 6 months of Conte, when Bentancur and Kulu came, the home form at this new stadium, the game-changing stadium, has been abysmal. Absolutely awful. Can we get Alfie if we stay up? So the thing with Alfie, Jonathan, is what during this season, as soon as Alfie joined Preston, the first thing I do is follow Preston on my football app, wherever Alfie's gone. And I had quite a few Preston fans that were going or put out, can people tell me about Alfie Devine? And a lot of people tagged me to speak to him. I've been speaking to Preston fans all season. First of all, a wonderful set of fans. Wonderful set of fans. That club have looked after Alfie really, really well. He has been a shining star. They adore him at Preston. And there is an option to buy, but I think it's 4.5 million. Their record fee for a transfer is 2 million. The decision is up to Alfie, and Alfie has stated that obviously he wants to play for Spurs. I think he comes back to Spurs. I think De Zerbi would love him. I actually do think De Zerbi will absolutely adore him. So I'm hoping he will get a chance to prove it in pre-season. I'm hoping we will see him in the Premier League. Maybe not in the starting lineup, but around the squad and coming off the bench, because he is such a talent. And you guys have heard me speak about him so much, so many times. I really want him to get an opportunity at Spurs. If it doesn't work and he moves on, but I want him to have his opportunity, and I really think once he gets it, he will never ever look back, and he will become a huge Spurs star in the future. If I get all the chips, they're going directly in the bin. yeah, I think that would be the safest place for them. He is at Preston. He's done exceptionally well. Oh mate, what an account! I don't know who it is, but just quickly, with people know, one of my guilty pleasures is wrestling, mainly because of, as Dan Housen would say, rock the Dwayne Johnson. And when this man came in on and he debuted or whatever he did in his presentation, I was like, what the hell is this guy? Dan Housen is single-handedly the only decent thing about WWE right now. He is absolutely hysterical. I went from hating him to be one of his biggest fan Housens. Whoever that account is, welcome. And I look forward to see. Mate, I'm in such a good place now, everyone. You can see it in me. I'm really, really happy to be back with you guys. I really, really am. We need every lone player back. We need every lone player back. Fuck everything else. We need players that we want to wear. Yeah, look, I think for a lot of people, I don't know how well people keep up to date with the lone players. I've kept an eye, obviously, on Alfie every single second. And thankfully, through my IPTV, they do championship football like every game. So I've literally, unless they're playing at the same time as Spurs, I've watched every single second of Alfie. And like I said, Preston adore him. They adore his fighting spirit, his drive, his energy, his creativity, the goals he scored. I'm very, very much looking forward to seeing him. I'm very, very looking forward to seeing Ashley Phillips, who I've said from the get-go, I think is a real prospect of the future. There are others, but those are the two, without a doubt. Obviously, Vuskovic, who has severely buggered his knee, just typical. I don't think he would have come in the chat. Well, I think we all know he wouldn't have played in the Championship. Alfie Devine and Phillips, who've had 2 years playing Championship football, are just perfect, and ready to go there. So some of the loans will come back well. Some of them haven't done well. Even Will Lancashire's got over 10 goals for Oxford, who are in a struggling championship, very close to relegation. Well played, Will Lancashire. I mean, this isn't us saying, oh my God, Will Lancashire is going to be the first team player. Oh my God, what a player. But for a player that's in a relegation threatened club to get into double figures as a striker, where you're not getting a lot of opportunities, fair play to him. Do I think he could do something in the Championship? Absolutely. There's talk of Troy Parrott. Troy Parrott would be great to see back in the Championship. That's not saying he'd be in the top of my list, but we've got to look at where we are at and see what we can do. But I would love to see some of the young players back, and obviously Alfie by far the highest, and then Ashley Phillips, the Queen, the superstar. Always a pleasure to see you, darling. Big up, happy to see you back for all the yeah. Like I said, this show is for the early birds, the night owls, and anything in between. Because right here now, it's only coming up to 10 o'clock. It's only 7 o'clock if you're on the West Coast. It's going to be coming up to what, 3 in the morning if you're in the UK like you. This is why I love doing this show, because we go straight across so many time zones, and we're going to build it up again that we get a massive crowd in. But I'm just delighted we've got 37 of you in, and if you haven't liked the stream, guys, please, as a courtesy, just like the stream, because we're going to try and build up again. We're going to try and get back to a regular service, and your liking gets it out to more people. So it'll be very kind of you if you could just like the stream if you get the opportunity. Tottenham Hotspur fan 8. What about the relegation? Is it real? Mate, I think it's too late. I think it's done, personally. But we've been having this conversation. I don't know how you feel about it. Don't know where you are with it. I just think we've left it too late. I think we have just left it too late. But like I said, if we can turn this round, unbelievable. And I tell you what, whether we go up or we go down, this fan base best then react to this ownership and say, we're not doing this again. You're not mucking about. And then we're here. Yeah, we know our errors. We're going to make up for it. And then it's yada, yada, yada. Bullshit. So we'll see. But I don't know how you feel about it, mate. But welcome to the channel. I think I remember that guy. I just think he's changed his name. But you're on your phone. Of course you can be on your phone, mate. That don't matter, mate. Welcome. Welcome. Habitude 18, 4-0. Tell gets 2. Xavier up, mate. I'd love it. Mate, and I'll tell you what, and I'm not going to get into a massive argument with this because this one always causes arguments. I think there's a player in Archie Gray. I really, really do. I've said it before. I'll say it again. I just think he's had absolute shit around him. And that goes for some of the other youngsters. We've just chucked so many youngsters in at the deep end. I said, off you go. Off you go. Rather than bleed them in, have quality around them, we've just thrown them all in the deep end and been like, get us out of trouble. It's not the right way to do it. We're not the goddamn class of 92. But Xavi, mate, I mean, what a performance on Saturday. He's such a good player. And I don't think there's anything wrong with his attitude in training. I don't think it's that at all. I don't. Any interview I've seen of him, whether it be with Tottenham, when they were talking about his grandma and he had his family, or Nan, whichever turn of phrase he used for his grandparent, who's got dementia, something my grandma passed away with. He just comes down as a very humble, very respectable guy. Even when I've seen him in other interviews, I don't think it's attitude whatsoever. I think we brought him in, and once again, it's just a mishmash of bad recruitment. And we just got him because we couldn't get Eze or my boy, Morgan Gibbs-White. And it was like, there we go, we get Xavi in. And we only got him in because Madison got injured. It wasn't just upgrading, or it wasn't just strengthening, it was just replacing because of injuries. So I'd love to see Tell get 2. Do you know what? When I went to Wolves last year, Tell in the first half, he was right on the touchline where we were. Some of his movement and his runs were absolutely exceptional. But the lads just didn't find him. They wouldn't go left. They kept going right and in the centre. And Tell was wide open so many times. Not saying if they'd found him, it would have been made a difference. But his movement off the ball was so impressive that game. And I'd love for him to get amongst the goals. I really would. I'd have him starting for damn sure. Mate, do you know what? There's a lot of positivity around Chelsea. I mean, us beating Chelsea, I don't see it. And the only reason I don't see it, and I keep saying it, we've won once in 32 years in the Premier League. Or 34. 34 trips to Stamford Bridge. 1 win. 1 bloody win. And that was 8 years ago. It's a mentality thing. I don't know if you guys watched Ted Lasso, and they did that thing when they went to Everton, and they hadn't been Everton for ages, and they're all down. They did eventually beat them, but I think there's just something at Chelsea where this club just panic. Ryan, no more wins this season. Be lucky to keep a clean sheet, but the board deserves this. Hope there's well, yeah, the board are yeah, the board, they're just a disgrace. They are just a disgrace. And the thing is, I'm just blown away by their absolute negligence and incompetency. And every time you think it can't get worse, it gets worse. I mean, the new director of football that they said that we're apparently going after to work alongside Lange. And this guy that we're being linked with, this German guy, all the Germans have said, my God, Spurs, this will actually be a worse appointment than you getting relegated. In Germany, they're like, this guy is useless. This guy is awful. Don't hire him. But Spurs, that's the exact demographic Spurs look for with. We'll just have to wait and see where the dust settles. But if Lange and Vinay, if either of them keep their job, I hope there's anarchy on the streets of Tottenham. If both of them stay, there's anarchy. If one of them stay, there should be absolute scenes of anger. And if all of them go, then happy days. But I don't think they're both going to go, unfortunately, because this club just can't read the room or can see that player recruitment has been shambolic. But Aston Villa fans were dancing when Lange left. Look at their recruitment; it's just pathetic. I think Eddie and Frankie Gray's Frankie Gray Archie Gray's family will call in. Yeah, listen, I said, you know what? Should we go down? One of the first things I would do is send Archie Gray on loan to Leeds. I'll be like, do you want to go home for a year? Because I don't want to sell him. I do not want to sell him. I honestly think there is a real player in there when we get the quality around him. And if we could get him going to Leeds for a year and go home, knowing he's coming back, I'll do it before the bids start coming in. But we'll see if he'll stay in the go down. But I certainly wouldn't sell him. I certainly wouldn't sell him. I think he gets a really, really lot of stick, and a lot of it is because of the quality around him. And we've just thrown him in at the deep end and said, "Go play in the centre of midfield, play centre back, play right back, play left back, do this, do that." Under Tudor, he was the best player by far. By far, him, Dan, so and Tell, which, let's face it, again, isn't, oh my God, you were outstanding, because the bar was so low. But Archie Gray gave absolutely everything and embodied everything that the club stands for, never giving up. I think there's a player there. So if we were to go down, if Archie said, listen, I want to stay with the club, but not in the champion, I would send him straight to Leeds. Like Leeds will do you a favour, off you go, bye. Has Dan Sales? I hope he hasn't, buddy. Oh mate, you've got to be a fan, Housen. He's hysterical. Spurs, Patriots, brother, my man. I hope you are good. Yeah, as I say, Spurs, Patriots. You've obviously you left this at 9:44. I'm not doing bad with the comments. I'm only 13 minutes behind. You guys will know there's some times where I'm like an hour behind. Yeah, I had the long break, Spurs, Patriots. So I say long. For me, it felt like long. 7 weeks, 7 and a bit, whatever it may be. As you can see, I'm in a much better place, a lot calmer, a lot more less stressed. And you know what? I was missing this show greatly. Of all the shows I go on, all the shows I do, the creation of this show, and like when we had the Xavi Simons moment and the transfer deadline day marathon, I miss spending these evenings with you. I really, really did. And I miss not talking to a lot of you. So this show will be back once a week minimum. I can't say what day of the week it will be, but if you guys have all got your notifications on, you'll know half an hour before, and it will always be starting at 9 o'clock. But it's good to see you, buddy. Malware, Daigle, at this point, I'm convinced Joe and Lange has a Spurs loyalty card. Wrong signing. Set the club back 3 years. Congrats. Enjoy your 3 months of job security. Get this Danish. Yeah, look, I pray to God. There's been rumours that he's been sacked and we're going to get rid of him. Now there's rumours that he's going to work alongside someone. If this club, keep this man on, it will show what a joke outfit we actually are. It really will show that this club absolutely have no idea what they're doing when it comes to recruitment. It could be the worst decision to keep him and that fraud Vinay. It will just show that these people won't change. They don't care, and nothing will change until we force them out. If that guy stays, it just can't happen. It should not be allowed. What happened to left wing back? I know he'd be playing out of position, but I'll take him over Mwani. LWB. Wait a minute. What happened to LWB? Oh, Luca William Barnett. There we go. Sorry, mate. I was like, left wing back. I was like, mate, I would rather play my 6-year-old niece on the right than Mwani. He's back. He's just come back from an injury. I think we're at the point right now where it's a lot to ask a 16-year-old kid. It's a lot. Don't get me wrong. I wouldn't mind seeing him come off the bench, Ty. I would never mind seeing him come off the bench and having 10, 15, 20 minutes to show what he could do and just run with a bit of pride, passion and desire. Starting him, I think, is a bit too much, but I wouldn't mind having him on the bench to come on. Absolutely no drama at all. I mean, we put some youngsters on the bench, haven't we? And they've just been making up the numbers, but he could have an impact. So on the bench, I think so, but starting, I don't know. Matthew, with the hell our Spurs supporters have been through, we should have a laugh at the sing the song from Life of Brian Moon. Always look on the bright. Mate. Listen, we've been in such a mess. Once this season's over, huge sigh of relief that it's over. Forget where we are. I mean, it'll be like, phew, and then it'll be, oh no, we're in the Championship or in the Premiership. But this can never ever be allowed to happen again. And I'm not going to stand for anyone not going for the board from now, but for next season. If there's not Belanga at the board week after week after week after week, like the United fans did with the Glazers, then I'll be back home to be at the training ground and do what I do, because it just cannot be allowed to continue. I will not allow it. No, Tottenham fan out. I think he meant Luca William Barnett, not Soja or Doji, but I can see what you saw, what I saw with left wing back. 11:50 a.m. in Sydney. You lucky guys. What is it now? 10 o'clock here in Toronto, Canada. Bryce, my brother, my man. How are you? How is everything down under? It is always nothing but a pleasure to see my man from down under. And is that... Sorry, I saw the colourings and I thought that's a French Bulldog, isn't it? I thought it was a Rottweiler. I am obsessed with Rottweilers. I am obsessed with... worked it out, buddy. But I did read it as left wing back. As I think many others did. Bryce, I've already seen what you said. There is no of my biggest phobias in this room or behind me. And when I saw that, I almost had a look round and then realised I've got this right behind me. There is no snake in this house, or apartment, shall I say. Do you know what, Liran? This is the big discussion. I think he came out last week and said, it doesn't matter what league we're in. All that matters for me to stay is that the board and I are on the same page and remain on the same page. And I was like, warning, mayday. I think if we go down or stay up, he'll want player A. And there'll be a couple of times where they'll be like, well, listen, this. And if he doesn't get his way, he will throw his toys out the pram and he will do a Conte. I don't think it's got anything to do with the league we're in. I totally believe when he says it's the board, he's playing it wise. It's like it's totally on the board, and if they are on the same page as me, and I think we all know what that means. So I expect either brilliance in the summer or absolute fireworks. And if he doesn't get his way in the summer, I expect him to go absolutely nuts before the end of the season or window, and then we'll be in big trouble. If we stay in the Premier League, though, he's guaranteed to stay. If we go down, that's the big test. What do you guys think? So yeah, what do you guys think? Does he stay? Does he go? Mate, listen, I want Romero can piss right off. Vicario can piss right off. And VDV, as much as I hate to say it, he can. I listen. If people don't have their heart on Tottenham, and they are not fully committed, then they can. I don't care who you are. I've had enough of. Said this for a while now. There's no sentimentality. The only player I've got a real connection to right here, right now, in the starting lineup, is Danso and Porro. I have a connection with. I think they give everything, no matter what. I think Danso he made a huge mistake and he switched off, but it can happen to any player. Porro was nowhere for both goals, but you know what? They bleed Tottenham. They get it. I love those two players, but I don't know if you guys will believe me or find this a big shock to you. My favourite Spurs player in the Spurs squad right now is Alfie Devine. The guy hasn't even had a Premier League. I think he's come on for a couple of minutes. I have so much time invested in Alfie. and so much faith and belief in that guy that once he's in the first team, I will be calling DHgate and getting a Spurs shirt with his name and number on the back. First thing I do. As soon as I know his squad number and he's staying, that shirt is getting bought. So that I've lost all connection with all of them. All of them. But Vicario, I would play Kinski for the rest of the season. Even if Vicario's ready. I would play Kinski for the rest of the season. And you know what? Fair play to Kinski in the Sunderland and Brighton game, especially the Sunderland game, where his confidence would have been shot to bits. His mentality would have been, oh no, here we go. I just don't. And I think he's shown proper mental toughness. And I've been impressed with him in those two games. Yes, we haven't picked up a point. He hasn't been able, he's been at fault for none of the goals, couldn't do anything with any of the goals. But he's been commanding in the crossing and at corners. His passing is obviously there. And I think he deserves a lot of credit for coming back from what he experienced in Madrid. And if we go down, I've got no problem in staying as our goalkeeper and then go fix everything else. Again, what do you guys think? No, Bryce. No, Bryce. And thanks for the wink emoji. No, it's not. No, it's not. I see, we've had this conversation, brother. You and I speak regularly. The one I don't agree with there is Porro. I don't agree with Porro. I think Porro should have been in the leadership team this season. I think that was Thomas Frank's first big mistake, keeping Vicario in the and not having Porro there. But it's each to their own. Obviously, there's no wrong or right answer here. It's how you guys feel. But out of that list, for me, if we go down, Porro's gone anyway. Let's get this right. But if Romero, VDV, Vicario, Dragusin, I mean, that's just 4 players going out from our back line. And then you've got to remember bringing them in and the replacements. It's going to be such an ordeal. Although, if Kinski was to stay, I mean, people go on. Luca Gunter, who is in our goalkeeping ranks, he's meant to be better than Josh Keeley was. And I've got a lot of faith in Gunter. But we'll see. We'll see. We're going to have to, once we know what league we're in, we'll see what we're going to be up against. And we'll go from there. Agreed. This season, recently, I will agree with you, buddy. I will agree with you. I mean, there's a lot of... You mentioned the word Archie Gray on Spurs YouTube channels, and it's kind of like massive, massive drama. Massive, massive. People say, what's your standards? Blah, blah, blah. He's shit. He's useless. Look what we've done with him in. But I think there's a real player there. People may disagree with me. People could agree with me like yourself, buddy. But I think there is a real player there. He's just surrounded by... He needs people around him. Leaders, warriors, experienced people that can... And quality people that can see him through games if he's having... And I think he is one for the... I don't want to use that term because we use it so often. Let's think, what can we use as a different term and one for the future? Let's think of our own Tottenham on tour term for one for the future that doesn't say one for the future. But I do think I'm in agreement with you, buddy. I think he could be in 2-3 years' time. He could be, but we shall see. But I honestly think there is such a player there. I really do. I think he's at the caterpillar stage, waiting to turn into the butterfly. I wouldn't go as far as fucking phenomenal. I really wouldn't. But each to their own again. Each to their own. I think we need much better on the wing, left and right, because obviously this game, this team we went into the summer window left without needing needing a left winger, and then leave the January window needing a left and right winger. And like I said, better. I don't know if you hear when I said it. I think one of the biggest problems with Spurs is they just chuck all the youngsters in and go, right, get us out of trouble, rather than like clubs like the big clubs that bleed them in individually or a couple at a time, surrounded with quality, so they've got people to help them through a game. Spurs just buy youngsters and go, off you go. Your time is now. Do. There's no development. There's no phasing you in. There's no experience or leaning on a player that's been there, done that, got it. And it's really bad. Ryan, brother, How are you, geezer? I hope you're good and well. I hope you're good and well, mate. Well done for your performance yesterday, mate. You were outstanding yesterday. I don't know what 34 is about. I must have missed something. But well done for your performance, mate. And I hope you are good and well. Mate. Look, one of our biggest problems, and I'll go back to it again, we've said it with the youngsters, is we are in this position when we buy. We spent years where our business model has been buy cheap from struggling Premier League teams or relegated Premier League teams and go around like a pack of hungry hyenas looking for scraps. Whether Wilson Odebear will be a talent, whether he won't be, is for me, I've seen glimpses of him and think, my God, sometimes he can do all the great stuff, but then when it comes to the cross, he just lacks confidence, whatever it may be. But then he does very, very well when he's at France under 21. That's just tell. But again, when you start buying cheap and struggling, you go cheap with relegated teams or struggling Premier League teams, you keep buying those type of players without bringing in real quality, sooner or later you're going to end up there. And that's exactly where we are right now. That's exactly where we are right now. So we'll have to see what happens. But I think we need... I think, and this isn't me having a pop at you, brother, it really isn't. But when people were saying we need Wilson back, he's so quality, that's the kind of situation we are in right now. I remember the days when it was like we need a Ginola, we need a Bell back from injury, we need a Klinsmann. We need... These players are nowhere near what they should be. This is not what Spurs should be waiting on and relying on to get us there. You keep buying young, you keep buying from teams that are struggling, then it will soon catch up with you, and it has. Don't get me wrong. If let's just say we had Wilson Odebear right now, and right now this was the peak Poch team. Let's just pretend that what we went through with Poch back in the last years of the lane was the team we had now, all in their prime. You put a Wilson Odebear in there, I'm sure Wilson Odebear would improve dramatically, incredibly, and be such a valuable asset playing amongst those players. Right here, right now, he's not the answer. Could he be the answer in a good few years? Maybe. But Spurs aren't in a position to wait a good few years. So that's the issue that I find. Big up Curly, brother. People saying they think we win away at Chelsea. Need to... No, do you know, take less narcotic. Look, there's going to be people that think it, Curly. There is going to be people that think it. And like I said, I won't say... I personally think there's not a chance in hell, but that's based on a lot of previous data. But people want to have that thought, have it. But I just can't see how people are seeing it. But that is each to their own. Thoughts on fans having a parade? Don't get me. Oh, you're going to go there. You're going to go there. You're going to go there. Right. Thoughts on fans having a parade to celebrate the owner's success on saving us from relegation. I cannot explain to you the levels of rage that I went through when I saw that cowards for Tottenham, which is what I call them now, had cancelled their protest against Forest and Brighton for a sing-song Kumbaya, Heal the World, all things bright and beautiful sing-song for the players on the coach. I cannot tell you. There's people in this chat, such as Curly, such as... Who else we got in here? Mr. Joshua or Don Corleone. We'll have certain people that know I went absolutely mental. And I have, and I'm still a part of, we still have the group on WhatsApp, the Unique Out group, which is a majority or a massive load of the people that set up the protest that I was part of, opposite the club shop at the training ground. And when we heard about the sing up, show up, stay up, whatever, we were going absolutely mental. There should be no parade to celebrate the owner's success. There is no success. They wouldn't have saved us from relegation. The owners have done nothing to help us get away from this. This will be because of De Zerbi. I will never. The only time I will put celebrate and owners in the same sentence is the massive street party the whole of Tottenham and every Spurs fan across the world should be having to celebrate the goodbye of Enoch. That will be the day of days. The day of days. There should never, ever be a celebration parade to celebrate the success, to celebrate the owners, apart from their leaving. End of, be all, end all. And if there ever is a parade to celebrate our owners, you will see this stream being as nice and chilled and calm as it is to me going live instantly and tearing the whole shit down. And I won't be the only one. There will be carnage. My dear friend that I need to speak to and will get back on this show, who I adore, I love, I miss. Everyone, make sure you do subscribe to Canadian Dose of Spurs. Nate, I hope you are good, brother. I'm doing good, mate. You can probably hear I'm doing much better. You've seen me back on We Are Tottenham TV. I pray to God, brother. Listen, I've even put out something today saying, look at what the fans are doing at Chelsea and Arsenal. Look what our fans are doing, singing at a bus. And a lot of people going, look, wait till we know if we're staying up or going down. Then no matter what, we're going to protest. And I was like, yeah, sure. I've heard this all before. Stay up. You'll all go, oh, my God, thank God we stayed up. Thank God we stayed up. Let's just enjoy the summer, the World Cup, and we'll wait till the window. And then they'll wait to the window and then, oh, yeah, but the World Cup was so late and the window, we'll wait till... Bullshit. If we go down, we'll see. But I've got a feeling if we stay up, it will all be mouth again from the Spurs fans. But we'll see. If we go down, who knows? Who knows, buddy? But I'm arranging North American protest, buddy. So if you want to be part of it and helping me getting it organised, I'd love nothing more than to collaborate with you and use your assistance. But always a pleasure to see you, brother. Got to run, Russell. See you later on, brother. Like I said, next week, if you've got time, you will be on. I would rather get rid of Lange. He didn't do much in the trial, mate. He has been the worst appointment. We've had some bad directors of football, but my God, I'd rather... See, the thing is, people said if you could get rid of one, if you had to get rid of one Vinay Lange, who would it be? And a majority of people said Lange to begin with. Then a few people came in and said Vinay. And then someone said it would be Vinay because then I'll be in charge or whoever, and they sack Lange. You can't sack Lange and then bring in someone that can sack Vinay. So I think the pair of them are the biggest absolute disgrace in that combination in the Premier League, if not European football. They are an absolute disgrace. Nate, big up. On that note, hypothetical, if we go down, how the hell do we watch it? Mate, legally, let me speak to you. We'll speak. All I will say is I have an IPTV. It is the best 100 English pounds I spend a year. And I get every single championship game, every single Premier League game, every TV channel in the world, movies, box sets, the best one, like Sky and Virgin back home. To have the sports channels and the whole package and internet and everything, you're paying over 100, probably close to £200 a month. I pay £100 a year, and it is the best £100 I ever spent, ever. I couldn't live without it. It's very different for me, Nate, because obviously I miss all my English shows. I miss English TV. I have got BBC iPlayer that I use my VPN for, but there are certain shows, especially when I first moved here, that I couldn't get used to Canadian TV and the channels and how it's the channels work on Bell and Rogers and how you locate them. So having my English TV available at the click of a button makes me feel very, very comforted. And when I get homesick, very, very rarely, but there's sometimes when I see things where they'll do I'll be watching the show in England and they're going over Westminster or Buckingham Palace. Like, just seeing London, I'm like, oh. And then I start watching UK shows. I can't do without my IPTV, but we will speak. Paramount, I didn't know they did Championship, but we will speak, buddy. At least we'll be able to watch every game since. Oh, there you go. So Paramount Plus will be available. I would never have Truth over Danhausen any day, as he does it. You'd have our Truth, mate. I'm obsessed with Danhausen. Are there legitimate? Well, Jonathan, my man. Every single time there is a rumour, and they always do it around deadline day. Or sorry, transfer. You watch during the window. Yeah, there's transfer takeover talks like last year. They do it for 3-4 days, and then poof, away it goes. Everyone talks about it. Oh my God, this is different this time. The bids are going in. But we'll see. I think the 6th month for Staveley to not be able to bid or anything, that deadline has passed. So we'll see if Amanda Staveley comes in. I just don't know. Again, I think like Spurs transfer ITK to saying these deals are set depending what league we're in. I think it's very much hanging on a fine thread with that. But let's just hope. Let's just hope that day is soon. So yeah, mate, if Paramount's on there, but it's one. Okay, so I'm 20 minutes behind still on the chat. So it's all good. I'm actually quite happy with only being 20 minutes behind. Check a trade trophy. Oh mate. You know what, you gotta laugh at these sort of things. You've got to laugh at these sort of things. Sometimes you got to laugh. Surreal, big up to you, buddy. Always a pleasure to see you in here. Always a pleasure. I hope you and the family are well. He has retired. His body can't take it anymore, mate. His body can't take it anymore. And fair play to him. He puts a lot, mate. He is an absolute beast, as he's called, the beast incarnate. Mate, made me feel wrong when he said he's been in the ring 25 years in WWE. Not constantly, he's had his breaks. But he broke into WWE 22 years ago. Or 25, sorry. It's like, Jesus Christ. You think about it, he's been in WWE the time that we've had Levy and Enoch, and it's like, Jesus Christ, one has felt like a fucking eternity, as in our ownership, and Brock Lesnar feels like it's gone like that. I wish it was the other way round. Got to throw a stake. Mate, at one point, like I said, I did have I don't know if you saw it, I did literally have a double check behind me, brother. I really, really did. I wonder what promises the board give us when handing him a 60-minute, mate. Promises that will be broken is what he did and what he would have been given. But we all know the great thing about it is if they do break promises, he will take that pin out the grenade and he will throw it like Conte and he will take it all down. What about Spurs youngster Hall, or do you mean for next season? Next season, I think Lancashire, if we're in the Champions League, if we're in the Championship, I think Lancashire could do a job. And there'll be people that go, "Oh my God, where's your standard? We've got to look at this. If we are in the Championship, this guy's had a season in it. He's built for the Championship. Will he be amongst the starting lineup next season? Absolutely. If we get promoted, will we need to upgrade? Absolutely. But we shall see. For Hall is a star of the future. Hall is a star for the future. This is the thing. There are some talented youngsters. Like, I did a show with Stel yesterday. Is it still yesterday? Yes, yesterday. And you look at it, if we do go down to the Championship, there is a crop of youngsters that can start. Do I want it to be 11 youngsters? Of course I don't. I would like us to buy some quality players and players that will stand out and will have the ability to obviously outspend people in the Championship. We should really be getting the job done to get back up but I would like to see some of the youngsters, and I believe some of the youngsters could do a real good job. And just in case you've just joined the show, I haven't said it more enough, none more so than Alfie Devine. Patriots, brother, my only thing, if you bargain bin shop like Spurs have done for many years, bingo, jackpot, Yahtzee, knockout, all of them. That's exactly what we're saying, Spurs Patriots. This is exactly the thing. You shop around there long enough, you become there. That is the biggest thing, and it's come back to bite us. Brycey, my man, I'd have to say this current squad, mate, honestly, I don't feel any attachment to a single one of them. There's good players, but the lack of pride in their own game is, yeah, look, I can't remember if you were here, Bryce, when we were saying it. The only ones I have an attachment to, the only ones in this current squad are Danso and Porro. That's it. That is it. Maybe Xavi. And the Xavi one will grow if we stay in the Premiership and grows. But you can see what Saturday you play him. That's what he can bring you. You get the ball to him. It's what he can do. But the ones that have been there constantly, I've got an attachment. Oh, no. Let me put Archie Gray in there. Sorry. Archie Gray, Danso and Porro. They're the three that I do have an attachment to. But that's it. You go back years ago, I would say the whole squad. Pete Poch, I'd say every single one of them, obviously. I think we all would. But there's only those three. Porro, 3.5 with Xavi. Porro, Danso, Gray. The only ones I feel an attachment to and feel any pride and assured that they'll give their best. Maybe not have the best of games, but never doubt their commitment and their dedication and respect of the badge. Mike, buddy, good to see you. Good to see you, mate. Like I said, we'll be back once a week minimum with Late Night Lilywhite. We will be back because I've missed you guys. I've missed the chat. I've missed just chilling with you guys. Mate, do you know what I say as well? They're as much use as a pair of sunglasses with a guy with one ear. That's my favourite one. But yeah, this is the thing, mate. They are just as useful as a one-legged mine in an ass-kicking contest. E-nick outs, coys. Mike, what you've just said is pure poetry. Pure poetry. Bryce is back with it. Matisse, I just can't tell. He is, look, I've seen so many people slam the youngsters, and not just YouTube, social media, the pundits, everything. I feel so sorry for our youngsters. I feel so sorry for our youngsters. You look at Liverpool with this Rio they're bleeding through, and you look what they've done in the past with Alexander-Arnold, or they bleed them in amongst quality so they can all support them and get them through the game. You look at the filth down the road, what they're doing with Dowman, even though he's a very young kid and a superb talent. But you know what I mean? When they brought in Saka, when they brought in who's the one that's gone to Philip? Smith Rowe. When they've brought in Nawari and Lewis Skelly, they've bled them in individual or one at a time, two at a time, around a quality outfit. You look at City with Foden, and I tell you what, that O'Reilly, I saw him last season against Bournemouth, and I thought he was an exceptional talent. I think that guy is going to be better than Phil Foden. I know they're different positions. I think Nico O'Reilly is an incredible talent. But again, Manchester City bleed them in individually, gradually. Whereas Spurs, we just go, here you go, off you go. Compared to when we had Dele Alli, we threw Dele Alli into the deep end. It was like, right, look at what he has surrounding him. Look at not just the quality, but the temperament, the mental awareness, just everything. It was like if Dele was off key or was about to lose his rag, the players there would support him and say, Dele, calm down, or Dele, go there, do this, just stay out of trouble. Here, they do nothing. This team, excuse me, that's the first yawn an hour and a half through. We're not quitting yet. We're going on. We're powering through. The other guys would literally see them through, and we just chuck them all in at the deep end. And I really am Some of the youngsters have really performed poorly, but there's no getting away from it. And again, it's bad recruitment and not signing the right players or using the players right. But I think the youngsters are getting a hell of a beating when they shouldn't be. They shouldn't be. I truly believe that. Again, people can feel differently. Oh yeah, Ryan is saying he hasn't won again. Yeah. Yeah, that this is the thing, mate. Our record away at Chelsea, I can't remember what Bryce is, but our record away at Chelsea, apart from when Dele Alli scored the winning goal, the last winning goal scorer in a league game for Spurs before Dele Alli is Gary Lineker. That's how bad things are when it comes to our performances at Stamford Bridge. Curly's back in the chat. That's the problem. If Archie Gray is one of the best, that means the squad isn't that good. Look again, that is a way of looking at it. I agree with you here, Curly, but again, I don't think that's an Archie Gray problem. I think you put Archie Gray, let's say, in the Liverpool midfield, they got a McAllister, an Endo, or this, or that, or whatever. It start flying. Same with the filth. You put him next to a Declan Rice, I think he'd come on, and obviously better players make you a better player. I think some incredible. If we let's. I don't know why I'm going to say this. I don't know why I'm going to say the most deluded thing I've ever said on this channel. Let's just pretend we stay up, and let's pretend. I can't remember saying this. We actually have an incredible summer window. I know this is wild, and don't all pass out and think, "Oh my God, this is me being very, very deluded." Very, very deluded. Let's just say we sort out that strike force with pure quality. Let's just say we had a couple of midfielders, pure quality. I think Archie Gray alongside them goes up levels. I honestly do. But let's come back to reality. I didn't like it up there. I didn't like it up there. I just think he is going to be a great player. I really do. And I know he splits opinions like the Red Sea. But we'll have to wait and see. But I do think there is a talent in him. Ryan Rickard, big up, brother. I hope you're good and well. Honestly, a pleasure to see you in the chat. I speak to this man a lot via Facebook Messenger. Top man. Welcome into the building, brother. Good to see you. Jim back. Big up to you, buddy. I hope you're good and well, buddy. Chelsea will get the new manager. Yep. Well, Chelsea, mate, they'll just see we're playing us. They'll get Tottenham bounce. I have made my feelings very, very known. Very, very well known across the channels. I'll touch on it briefly. Again, people like Curly will know this very, very well because I speak to Curly very regularly. The group I was part of did so much work, whether it be training ground for 17 days, the club shop out opposite every home game for 2 years. We didn't miss one game. And when we said we'll be there, we'll be there. Seeing that we didn't have the numbers, we took a lot of abuse. People walking past, we took a lot of abuse, social media. We had the piss taken out of us because of the numbers, and we didn't have everything. But we still stood our ground. We never, ever backed down. We said, all right, you take the piss, whatever. We're staying here. This is what we believe in, and we ain't going anywhere. If any group had come up to us or the club and had said, right, guys, listen, can you hold off for a bit? Because we're going to try and unite the fan base and get everyone together. We would have said 2 words, fuck and you. You do your whatever. We ain't backing down. We ain't changing. But they've just been chopping and changing, saying they're going to do big protests and then not doing them. Then they didn't want to do them because they were fear they wouldn't get the numbers. Then they wouldn't do them because they want. And it's just like, wait a minute. If you're going to say you're going to do them, do them. If you're going to put out strong after the Crystal Palace defeat, we have to make the Brighton and Nottingham Forest ones massive. This is all the silent people. You need to make your voices heard. and then change it to no, we're going to wait till the end of the season because why can't you do both? I just look, if Change for Spurs gets something going up again, I've said it before and I'll say it again, I can't endorse it. I can't promote it. I won't mention it on my social medias. I won't get by it because who knows, they could cancel it again. And I think they've lost so much support by backing down that it's just, remember, all these people say we've got to back the team, but then when we lose, start walking out. But all together, always, it really, I can't tell you how angry it got me. Sorry, just give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. I do apologise. Coming down with a cold, as you can probably hear, the bunged up. So yeah, I'm very hurt by it and all the work that we did, all the abuse that we took to now be where we are. So I will see. Proper fan, brother, man. You're the fun. Thank you, but listen, I never claim to be a goat or to be the one thing I am. As people who know me and know me well, I stand by what I believe. I say as I say. I do as I do, and I say is what is it? I say what I do what I say, and I say what I do. That's, mate. I don't know why that was so struggling for me, and I will ruffle feathers. I will cause controversy. I will cause divide. But I will fight for what I think is right, whether people believe it or not. And we'll see where we go. But I do appreciate the kind words, Batara. Surreal. Mate, listen, this is the thing. People like myself, Stells, your Danny Kiriakus, I'm not going to go through all the names, that feel the way they feel. You're going to resonate with people or you're not. There'll be people on the other side of the coin that are very anti everything I say and resonate with everything else that someone else says. But like I said, we have been the silent minority for ages. This isn't about saying I told you all along, because I'm not one of those. I told you, I won't be like that. But what I am is, can't you see where we are? This is, or if I do say, when I do say, I told you this was going to happen, it wasn't, haha, I told you, I know best. Blah. I'm not one of those. You're not a real Spurs fan. How have you allowed? I just get angry that all the abuse we've taken. And granted, I've not been worse than white during the years I protested. It was about striking the right balance, and I own up to my mistakes. But when it is so evident where we are right now, I'm getting very annoyed that there's no action. I've been having arguments with people on Facebook, and I'm like, listen, I've been like this for 18 years. And the classic line, oh, if you're not going to support the team, go off down the road and go support a winning, just all the nonsense. I'm like, yep, okay, yep, you're a better supporter because you want to be uber duper positive. I don't tell you to go fuck off and support whatever. It's just madness, mate. But listen, I'm glad that it hits home with some people, and hopefully we'll be able to do something. There's one thing I've never heard Spurs supporters talk about is how comes the owners have never been anywhere near. Yeah, listen, I don't even think they'd know how to hold a talk. They'd probably go in there and their halftime team talk would be, "What have you guys done? The beers, the bar takings are down." They don't have a clue, mate. They don't have a clue. They don't have a clue, and this is the thing as well, Matthew. There's no culture. There's no accountability. There's no standards for success on the pitch. So when it gets drummed into you that you don't have to do it, that the standards slip. Big up, FPL mind. Big up. Listen. You left the door open. It's now down to us to take it, buddy. It's now down to us to take it. I don't know what you do and why you're up at 4 o'clock in the morning, but fair play to you, brother. Fair play. Hope you're good and well, and probably see you on. I'm not going to be on Ben's show this morning because I've got to go to a hospital appointment with my beautiful wife, so I won't be there. But we'll be on tomorrow for the pre-game for Wolves, so I'll probably see you there. But I hope you're good and well, buddy. Oh, the alleged war chest, trophy chest, treasure chest. The FFP and PSR advantage is going to be absolutely taken advantage of this summer. Just the buzzwords are just, they get too far. We need to get a dub. No, yeah, mate. No, if we don't get a result against Wolves, I mean 3 points, whether West Ham win, lose, or draw, it's done. It is done. But I think it's done already. But again, if we're going down, what I will say with Troy Parrott, and fair goddamn play to him. I've been saying it with friends, and I think I said it on a few channels as well. I can't remember. I am so proud of Troy Parrott. Like we all said, he's not good enough, yada, yada, yada. But you know what I've started loving seeing? People like Jude Bellingham and Madueke, who's now at the Fields, obviously, and other players that have gone, do you know what? I'm not taking these loans in England where I'm not getting minutes. I'm going to branch out and go into Europe and try and establish myself and try and recreate myself. And obviously he's gone to Holland, which isn't the strongest of leagues or anything, but he is doing things I never thought I'd see from him. And fair play to Troy Parrott, who's done incredible for Ireland as well. If we go down to the Championship, I'd love to see him back. If we're in the Premier League, I just don't. It depends what we're doing. I would want better. I would want, after losing Harry Kane, the greatest striker and at the moment greatest player on the planet, if people were to say to me, the next 3 strikers are Richarlison, Solanke and Parrott, I'll be like, what are you going on about? If we stay up, the very first thing we need is a killer. We need a superstar striker to say, right, I'm going to bang you 20, 30 goals, guaranteed. If we got rid of a Solanke, if we got rid of Richarlison, if we got rid of whatever, and we said, okay, we're going to sign that big hitter striker, and then have a Troy Parrott and maybe another striker, and Lakeshire go out on loan again if we're in the Premier League, I'll be fine with that. But we need to get a massive superstar striker. Mate, we are Spurs TV. Big up to you, brother. I hope you are good and well. FPL Mind, they really did. Look, we can laugh. At the moment, they're second. Matt Burnley, they got the 1-0 win. I didn't get to watch the game, but all they needed was the 3 points. They got a 1-0. Now Man City know that they're top, and they know how to do it. If it does end up with them being seconds, look, if someone said Arsenal finish second and Spurs get relegated, or Arsenal win the league and Spurs stay up, I'm choosing the latter, and Arsenal win the league and Spurs stay up instantly. But go up, or we go up or go down, or stay up or go down. If they do, Man City have been top of the league for 6 days. 6 days this entire season. Liverpool were top for a bit for the first 5 games, weren't they? When they won 5 out of 5. But then it's been pretty much Arsenal. And if they do it now, my God. Yeah, I didn't see it, but obviously I know the person that did score it, and he's just a machine, isn't he? But they know all it was, we are Spurs TV, is get that result in the bag. Just get the 3 points. If you go 1-0 up, listen, I don't know if it was a good game, a bad game, but I'm sure Pep said, right, just get in front. You'd have loved to have scored more goals, but it was like, once you go up, just don't concede. Let's just leave with 3 points, sit top of the league, and then we'll take care of the rest. And they've got what they've got. Oh, mate, the good old bottle emoji. We could do with, oh, mate, would have loved to have had him back. Would have absolutely loved nothing more to have had him back. But Spurs medical team, the greatest in the land. I've actually said Spurs need to change their medical team. Our Spurs motto shouldn't be to dare is to do. It should be, it's worse than first feared. Because that's all it is. That's what it is. It's worse than first feared. Roberto, a big up, brother. If we go down, do you think we'll come straight back up and we will benefit? No. And I'm being deadly serious here. I don't know how well people watch the Championship or have been invested in the Championship, or don't even really know much about the Championship apart from it's the league below. We remember that season with Ange, and we didn't have any midweek football, none, just apart from the odd Premier League game, and we're only playing once a week, whatever. Obviously, we struggled with injuries, and then the last 2 years we have really struggled because of Europe and the squad size and squad depth and squad quality and squad rotation, and we have really, really, really struggled. Well, the Championship is relentless, grueling, demanding, more physical. Honestly, it is a lot more physical and on the go, and you are playing twice a week. There is no respite. There is no, and I honestly, I can't see us coming up at the first attempt. You look at so many teams. So some teams do, but their teams are geared up to be ready to be yo-yos, and they've experienced it. I just don't think that if we lose, if we go down, I think there's going to be such a big clusterfuck of who goes out, how much money's coming in, and then this board, as usual, won't spend it on the right players. They'll spend it on youngsters and cheaper alternatives of the players the manager wants, and will pay the price. I don't think it will be straight up, and if it would, I think it would be via the playoffs. I really do. You look, Wolves are going down, Burnley are going down. They both know how to get out of this league immediately. Wolves even bought, which was very, very smart of them during January, they went and bought the striker from Southampton, Armstrong. He's a guaranteed 25 goal a season Championship striker. In the bag, all ready to go. Rob Edwards, ex-Middlesbrough manager, knows that league. They are very well set up. We'd have to see. We would have to see what's going on. I don't feel sorry for our youngsters. Listen, forget Ryan. I get that part with the money. I get that financially. I get that. Believe me, if I'd love to be paid 75 grand a week. I think we'd all take 75 grand a fucking year, let alone a week, or 75 grand a month. We're not responsible for how much they earn. That's the club doing stupid things. But to put all the weight on them, and I understand if you're young enough, you're good enough, or if you're good enough, you're young enough, whatever the phrase is, but you can't chuck. Then our youngsters that play aren't the fucking class of 92. They are not the quality of Beckham, Giggs, Scholes, but the Nevilles. You put all of our youngsters together, they're not even as good as one of them in what they've achieved. But they also had Alex Ferguson around them, and the quality in Cantona and Ince and Pallister and Bruce and Schmeichel and Dennis Irwin and Sharp and Hughes, and they have players around them. These youngsters don't deserve it. They don't deserve it, in my opinion. But everyone's entitled to their own opinion. I think we stay up. Moses King comes. Look, but I don't know how long you've watched me for. Every single year I say I pray Spurs win the FA Cup. The FA Cup for me has never, ever, and will never, ever lose its magic. Ever. Ever, ever, ever. It means the world to me. And the fact that we haven't been in a final since 1991, let alone haven't won it, let alone been in a final since 1991 kills me. It kills me. I want the FA Cup back at White Hart Lane so badly. I just pray to God. Again, Moses Keane, would he come here? Again, do I trust this board to get this right? Absolutely not. Instead of signing Moses Keane, they'll find a way to screw that up. They'll find a way to screw it up with a funny name alternative. All right, Brian, who are you keeping? I'd always keep you, buddy. I'd always keep you. But the Spurs Patriots, come on, mate. You're not on the transfer market of Tottenham on tour, and you never ever will be. You are a lifetime contract, brother. VDV can go. Danso 100% stay. 100 million% stay. Maddison, it's a tough one. If we go down, I think Coventry come calling for him and it's his hometown club. So I'm looking at it both ways. If his hometown club comes in at his age, will he say, do you know what, this is a golden moment for me to go home and my final move at my hometown club back with my... I think that might be too much for him. If he's an injury problem, and he's been in the Championship and not always done brilliantly. So Maddison is a massive question mark for me. I wouldn't say yes, I wouldn't say no. But I think if we go down, Maddison, I believe, has said he's going to stay. But I think if Coventry come, he could go. He could go. Bentancur, I don't see staying. I don't see staying. I understand apparently Kulusevski has said he wants to stay, but let's be serious. Who's going to want to buy Kulusevski after being a year and a bit out? A horrific knee injury. So I think it's not Kulusevski. I think Kulusevski stays because no one will come in for him. Bentancur, I think, will go. And I wouldn't... So if Bentancur was to go, I wouldn't be too concerned. And one of the main reasons, again, just in case people don't realise, my boy Alfie. Alfie Devine can play the Bentancur role. Not saying he's of the quality of Bentancur right now or anything, but if people remember, I think it was Angie's second pre-season, Alfie was one of our best players of pre-season. I know it's not the intensity, and he's had 2 years in the Championship right now. And like I said, people that are just watching this, I'm not saying Alfie Devine is at Bentancur's level right now. I do believe he can become... I honestly, seriously, believe he can become better than Bentancur. So I would have no problem with Bentancur leaving if we're in the Championship. And I've just realised you've said, who are you keeping? I don't know if we're talking chat. I'm doing this as if we're in the Championship. I'll do it again if we're in the Premier League. Bergvall I would keep. Gray I would keep. Kudus I think is going if we go down. Gallagher is a Xavi I'd 100% keep. But again, if we go down, Odebear, again, I think we need a lot better. If we could get rid of a lot of deadwood and whatever, and sign in some quality youngster wingers that he could learn off, maybe I would be open to him. Maybe. Not saying that's who we can keep contractually, but that's who I would. Yeah. Again, this all depends if it's up or down. If we're in the Premier League, obviously, like I said, you're staying. You're part of Tottenham on tour. You are. I don't care what channels come in and say Spurs Patriots, we need you as a regular. There is no offer that I accept, and you can come at me with your agent and everything. And the answer's no. VDV, I'm really not too bothered about. I've been really upset with him this season. I do think he's coming for a lot of stick, but I think he's shown the level of commitment and everything that's gone down. I can't see him staying. I just can't. That again, Dan. So regardless, we go up or down, 1 billion% keep. Maddison, if we're in the Premier League, will stay. Bentancur will stay. Bergvall will stay. Gray will stay. Kudus will stay. Gallagher. If we're in the Premier League, I think they all stay. But I would be open to sending Odebear on loan, or selling. But it all depends if we're going to use that money to reinvest in pure quality. That's the thing, brother. A few more players, but we have to get a striker in. It's an absolute. I mean, the Paramount's a goalkeeper, but if we're in the Championship, no problem with Kinski. Defence. I mean, if we're in the Premier League, it would have been Viskovic, but God knows how long Viskovic is out for now. If we're in the Premier League, I think Romero goes and Van der Ven may stay one more season. May be able to stay one more season. But if they both went, piss off. Left back needs sorting. I left Destiny. He's just too inconsistent, both in form and injuries. So I will. 1 second. I've got one of my mates. Literally 1 second. Just streaming live on my channel. We'll check out. We'll check out later. So let me come back to you guys. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. Where are you? StreamYard. There we are. Yeah, we definitely need a top draw striker. Leeds are safe without a doubt, brother, without a doubt. Without a doubt, Leeds are safe. And fair play. And do you know what? Fair play to them. When they needed to put in the massive performances, boy, have they. And I think they were 2-0 down, weren't they, to Bournemouth? And they showed that fighting spirit and got the draw. I think they're as good as... Well, they are. They are. What are they now? 9-10 points ahead of us? I think it might be... Is it 9 or is it 10? Let's have a look. Premier League. I think they might be 10 points ahead of us now. Premier League standings. Here we go. Full table. Leeds are on 40. Yeah, they're 9 points. But we've got a game in hand on them now, obviously. But at the moment, they're 9 points. And there's no way with 5 games left we can make up 9 points. There's no way Leeds are losing. Leeds are free. Leeds are out of it for me. A big thing, Brian. Mate, it's the... Brother, so true. This is what they live off of. They live off of this. They 100% sit there and go, do you know what? Let's just dangle this right in front of their faces. Some people react like myself and others will pretend they can't see it, and others will go, oh yeah, we'll wait till Enoch. Enoch got this money. It's not Enoch. Enoch is spending its land. Divide and conquer has been their absolute remarkable thing they've done. And it drives me wild. It drives me wild. War chest, exactly. Jordan, big up, brother. Big up, brother. I know you saw the stream, Estelle. Do you know what? I really enjoyed doing that stream, Estelle. Do you know what? And I don't mean this rudely about streamers, because it is an issue when you get heated or you have a lot to say. Stella and I, when we did that stream, it was Stell talk, I talk, Stell talk, I talk, and a couple of times we'd cross over. But when you're having that conversation, I know when I've been on a stream and there's another guest or a few guests and everyone interrupts everyone, it's like, oh, please let me finish. Or you're on a train of thought and they cut in and then you lose your train of thought. As a guest with that, it drives me wild. But for you guys viewing, when you're trying to listen and it's just everyone shouting over everyone, it's so hard to keep up with what's going on, or you just feel like, what's the point? They're just shouting over each other. I love doing streams like that, especially with Stell, who, as people know, I've known for 35 years. 35 years, went to school with Stell. And I take a bullet for that, man. And yeah, it was a very good stream. And thanks for your feedback on it. Would you take Eagle without, mate, honestly, in a heartbeat? In a heartbeat. Would I want better? Yes. Do I think we can attract better? No. Has he shown how clinical he can be? Absolutely. I think he's so much better than what we've got right now. I would take Igor Thiago. Absolutely no drama whatsoever. But I will say... On the flip side, when I've tried to say things good about Brentford, it has come back and bit me royally in the arse. So maybe I should refrain from saying things about Brentford, but I think he's been incredible this season. I think he's been absolutely outstanding, and I would have no problem with him whatsoever. Stell said he's setting up an AI company, but also setting up a Spurs fan club. So, no. So Stell's AI company is going to be his business. There's something in the works about I wouldn't say, I think he might be setting up a Spurs Cyprus fan club. He might be. There's a few things that Stella and I might be working alongside someone with and trying to sort out. But the AI company is what his number one thing is going to be. That's going to be his bread and butter. With Stel, how does he find all the time to do that and be a content creator? And when he was in England, how did he find the time? Yeah, well, listen, this is the whole thing with YouTube is finding the right time, the time frame that suits you. And Stel had certain times that suited him, and times that he commit to doing YouTube, and times he committed to doing work. And that's what he did. And Stel isn't a coach anymore. He sold his coaching academy. Was it a year ago, 2 years? Mate, do you know what? Time flies so quickly. I can't remember. But Stel has been doing bits and pieces, and he's very, very good with managing his time. He is very, very good at managing his time. And he, as you'll see now, he's cut back a lot from streaming non-stop on shows all day, every day. He's got his own channel now where he can say, right, I've got time to do this. Like tonight with me doing the return of Late Night Lilywhite. I said I was going to do one this week. It would either be today or tomorrow. And literally an hour before I started this, I was like, show what, I'm going to do it tonight. I want to be with you guys this evening. So here we are. This is how we do it. And it can be like that. And then Stel's now by himself with his own channel. So there you go, buddy. They look for a physical thing. Yeah, I know. I saw this today. Spurs, they've got no contacts, no nothing. Multi-billion pound sporting industry. And they're applying on LinkedIn for psychologists. They just don't read the room at this time. So when you said you saw Stel on Facebook, then it was by luck that you got back in contact with him. Yeah, no. Me and Stel. So people will know. Like I said, I've known Stel for 35 years. Went to the same school. He went to university in Brighton. I went into men's fashion. I worked for a company back home in England called Cecil G. I was working on the suit departments and running a few of the suit departments in London. And then I went to the dark side with alcohol and drugs and silliness, mental break, and we just drifted apart. And then we both saw each other on Facebook. Like, we were friends on Facebook, but then we kept seeing each other on like Alistair Gold post or Tottenham group posts, slamming, and I mean slamming the board. And then it came about that I might be starting a YouTube channel. And I was like, Stel, do you want to be part? And that's how Tottenham Away came about. So, and now Stel and I are back to being as tight as ever. And I love that man. And talking about men I love, my man, my roomie, my ride or die. Do you know what? YouTube and protesting, even though the abuse we took and everything we took, something I took from it is some of my best friends and most important members of my extended family and people of my life I met whilst protesting. And this man right here is, if we were looking at a Christmas tree, this man is the star on top of the Christmas tree, or whatever you put on the top of your Christmas tree. This man is very, very special to me in my life. I honestly, this guy, when I only got to see him once when I was back recently, and it was at Ben's Coffee House. And when we saw each other for the first time, speak on the phone and WhatsApp, the embrace we had and hug, we both broke down in tears. I love this man. If he's still in the chat, it will leave something there. But you have this guy is absolute royalty to me. And my world became a much brighter place when this man entered it. People know I get very, very mushy. And I'm so big on loyalty and friendship and being there for everyone. This man is just very, very special. Keep tell, you'd reckon, Ryan. I think we need to get so much quality in the door to help these youngsters. But what will they feel if we go? It's such a up in the air thing. It's all on that Wolves game, Jordan, big time. I think it's gone. Mate, he's put in a members chat for 27 months. Big up, Roomy. Enoch out, end of. Yup, I hadn't seen the members chat. I apologise, brother. We're there now. But yeah, 100%, mate. Top man, my ride or die. Yeah, it is all on that Wolves game, buddy, but I think it's too late. I honestly, there he is. Big up, Mike. I'm seeing the return of family. I'm seeing the return of the people that must have seen. Wait a minute, am I seeing things? Late Night Lilywhite's back. Oh hell yeah, we are. Hope you're good, Mike. Being honestly, there's only like 5 players worth keeping. Loads need moving on because of weak mentality or injuries. Need a full-on reset. Basically, mate, agreed. Agreed. But as we know, forget what this board. We'll get onto that board part of this in a minute. It's such a big shift that we need. It can't be done in one window. It just can't. Doesn't matter what team you are, but whatever league we're in, it certainly needs addressing. And if we have Land still, or Vinay still, or shudder to think both, then it's only going to get worse. It will only get worse. Yamin Huck looks decent. He was looking decent at Portsmouth. There were bright sparks from him. But at Coventry, it's been a terrible loan. But he does look like he's nippy and there's something about him. But again, is it too soon to throw him in? But I think there could be a player there. Lancashire, I think, has done very well for himself in the Championship at Oxford. Jamie Donnelly has obviously had a horrible loan when he was at Stoke. Then he went to Oxford. Then he got injured. I think he started playing a bit and picking up, but it's Leighton Orient. He was magnificent and run the league. This season's been anything but. All hail King Alfie. All hail King Alfie. The diamond in the rough, the star of the show. Ashley Phillips, I think, is being. I think he's a future England international. I think he's a future Tottenham captain. I think this guy is a real talent. But again, he's going to need quality around him. Him and a Danso. Him and who knows who else we bring in, but Dragusin needs to piss off. Dorrington won't make it, in my opinion, but I think Dorrington, the bad injuries, I think it's too late for him. I think he'll be shipped on. Mikey Moore, agreed, but I think he might be at Rangers for another season, especially if we go down. Luca is the one that we're all looking forward to seeing, and there are some youngsters as well in there that we'll see. If we get relegated, I'm looking at that Crystal Palace game where Van der Ven got sent off. We'd have won that. Do you know what? I don't think we would have, mate. Jordan, I honestly don't think we would have. We've seen how we've played, and they were like, I mean, we got that goal that they had disallowed to begin with. I thought was so tight, like so tight. Then we took advantage, but I think that whole game it looked like Crystal Palace were gonna get a result past us. But it was just humiliating. How quickly those 3 goals in. One of my friends, I was at the Scotland Yard. One of my friends, my dear friends, Melanie, literally saw me getting so angry. As the 3rd goal went in, she nipped my phone because at the first 2 goals, I was picking up my phone and she was like, "Nope, you're not having your phone." And I went nuts. The people at the Scotland Yard who know me very, very well, the bar staff and everything, were like, "Shit, Brian, that's the worst we've seen you." They see me go nuts. Then I made that look like child's play against Forest. But yeah, I don't. There's been so many games this season. There's been so many games this season we've thrown away, and we've just played abysmally under all managers. I mean, De Zerbi, Sunderland. He had 10 days with them, but I wouldn't just say the Palace game. I will say there's 45 interviewing here. Obviously, we're going to get much bigger and better as we continue. Please like the stream if you can. Because we're going to try and grow it. And I'm back here and using this as my only source of income at the moment. And that's not me saying, please put super chats in and give me money. That's not what we're saying. But you just hitting that like button gets it out further and to a wider audience. And if we can make this the show that it was when we had hundreds in here, it would mean the world to us. So please, if you haven't already liked it, just give us a like. No obligation to do so whatsoever. But back on with the show. Spurs have suffered immense bad luck, injuries, ref decisions from... Right. Yes and no. Yes and no. I agree with the injuries, but when we went into January and knew that we had injuries, we got told we needed FFP and PSR alignment and to be ahead of the curve so we could spend. It was a board and Lange and Vinay decision not to use the financial muscle and support we had over them. So we had an opportunity to correct that. And where they said we didn't want to panic buy, I don't know what world they thought we were in to not say we need panic buys or we need bodies in the squad. We just need squad depth and bodies. So I don't... The injuries is just... Yes, they've happened, but we had an opportunity to assist the manager with getting over that, but they just didn't want to spend. Ref decision, look, I hate using referees. I hate using referees because it's an easy thing to do. It's an easy thing to do. I will say some of the decisions have been awful. I do agree. I do agree. But you know what? The table doesn't lie over a season. And we cannot blame the referee or injuries for every single one of the, 33 games we've played. I do understand where it's coming from, but the league don't lie. At the end of the season, the top four are the top four, the European teams are the European teams. And I'm sorry, you look at it right now, we are the worst form team in the Premier League since January. We have not won since January. And that is on the owners and the board for doing what they do and having the approach that they've had approach for years and years that's been coming and coming and coming. So I understand where you're coming from, but we've got no excuses. We've got no excuses. Tottenham should never be in this situation, and we are. From what I've been hearing from other Spurs YouTubers is that plant spies into their life, chats to... say that. Matthew, write that again for me. From what I've been hearing from other Spurs YouTubers is that Spurs plant spies into their... Oh, yeah, listen. I've got what you're saying. Look, first of all, whatever other YouTubers say is what other YouTubers say, obviously, and I'm not... whenever there's drama amongst the YouTubers, and unfortunately there always is somehow, somewhere, we pride our channel, Tottenham on Tour, that we just don't get involved. We are here to spend time with you, have discussions. I can tell you now, without a question of a doubt, they do. That's what they have. Like when we protested, they used to send their spotters out. They don't miss a trick. They don't miss a trick. They have their eyes on everything. They have their eyes on everything, whether it be big channels like The Last Word on Spurs, or channels the size of us, 10,000, or people that are smaller. As soon as it comes on the register and they see it, and especially a channel like this and a channel that Stel was on or whatever, there's always been the message that these owners and the board are a major problem. We're monitored. I will tell you now, when I've protested, I've tried to do certain things, and official Spurs security have been like, Brian, no, you can't do that. You're not going here. We know who you are. They know my name from when I was outside the training ground. They absolutely know who Stella and I are. They absolutely know a few of the protesters that are season ticket holders. We're on a watch list. There is no doubt about it. Absolutely no doubt whatsoever. And that's on social medias as well. That's on social. It's what they do. It's how they get their information and see what's going on. They're without a doubt, buddy. Without a doubt. They could even be listening, not saying now, but there's 38 in the chat. But there's not 38 of you actively engaging in the chat. Not that you have to. They are absolutely monitoring everything. Without a doubt. What I like about that stream with you and Stel is that it was a real peaceful... That's the thing. Mate, this is the thing. I am done with the shouting and screaming. I am done with the bitching and moaning like aggressively. The way... It's not how you're going to convince people to hear where you're coming from or say, do you know what? He's got a point. It's literally having a good discussion. Everyone has the right to agree, disagree, whatever, but do it respectfully. Have a conversation about it. not just throwing mud and you're a wanker, you're a see you next Tuesday, you're this, you're that, fuck off, you're negative, you're over positive. It's all about the conversation. It's all about the conversation. Mate, do you know what? Like I said, Stella and I are hand in glove. And I think Stella and I missed a big trick not combining and doing the channel our own. I think that would have been absolute gold. I really, really do. But yeah, me and Stella will always be a good combination together because we feel very, very similar. And because, you got to remember, it sounds weird, I've known Stella longer than Ben and Simeon have known each other because we've known each other longer than Ben was born, and Ben's the eldest one. So it just puts it into perspective how long we've known each other. And we've always got on like a house on fire. It takes a lot of guts to go on the stream, but you also got to be knowledgeable. Yeah, look, I've got friends that come on that don't think, there's a lot of North American friends I've got that don't think they're knowledgeable. And they're like, I'll get so nervous. Like, it's not just about being knowledgeable as well. I mean, it's having your opinion and discussing it. I used to say when I first came on YouTube, I never ever hosted. I was always the guest, whether it be on We Are Tottenham TV, whether it be whatever. And even when we started Tottenham Away or Tottenham on Tour, I had Brian Ireland and he was the host that drove the show. And I was the co-host or guest or whatever. But then there were times where it was like, Brian, I need you to, because I can't make it. And even when I started doing Late Night Lilywhite like these by myself, I was so nervous about just talking to you guys. But it's confidence, and it's just getting to the swing of it and setting the right tone that you want your show to be in and enjoying yourself. So if we win against Wolves, I just heard the owners will lower ticket price. Yeah, look, I don't know where you've heard that, but at the moment they haven't even announced. They're demanding Spurs fans start paying their season ticket prices as if we're in the Premier League, and haven't even mentioned what the prices could be if we go down. So I don't think that they've done a price freeze. If we go down, they have to lower ticket prices, regardless. If they didn't lower ticket prices, my God, would this fan base be up in arms? I wouldn't even have faith in that, in all honesty. But if we go down, they have to. If we stay in the Premier League, they will not drop the prices. I guarantee you that. Always and forever, brother. Always and forever. Oh, I've just seen someone. Brother, I thought I put it, mate. I put it in the, the group that we had for Bobby K's birthday. I'm sure I put it in that group because I knew you'd be about. I should have sent it to you. Did I put it? I did, brother. I put it in the chat at 8:15 my time. So you're a couple of hours behind me, aren't you? I put it there, but yeah, I'm going to bring it back once a week, buddy. I'm going to bring it back once a week minimum. But it's always a pleasure to have you here, brother. Yeah, mate. There were many a day that we lost it, weren't there? There were many a day. Scott M comes with his beautiful. Do you know what? I'm loving seeing the name. Like, I speak to Scott a lot. Scott is a dear friend of mine. But doing this show, it's good seeing the band come back together again. Seeing the old regulars has been wonderful. These players just can't see out a game, nor come from behind. No win. Exactly. This is the issue I have. This is the big issue I have. You look at Brighton in the league twice, couldn't hold it. The other games we've gone down and we've just dropped our heads. Leeds have shown whether they're ahead against United or losing to Bournemouth, fight, and they get the result. I just can't see us doing it. I just can't. Scott M, I agree. I'm lost for words, mate, brother. But this is a guy. Do you know how sad things are? This guy, God bless him, has not stepped foot in the stadium since Enoch have been there. Not once. And we're talking White Hart Lane as well. And when I was in England, I had tickets for the Wolves game. Or I didn't have tickets for the Wolves game, but obviously then Levy left. And I was like, yes, I can end my boycott because he's gone. Things are hopefully going to be different. My boycott was for Levy. And I was like, yes, 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 yes. I can go to a Spurs game. Ben, We Are Tottenham TV, got me a Wolves ticket. And Tom was so happy. He was like, oh, do you know what? Maybe I can go. And I was trying to surprise him by sorting out a ticket for the Wolves game, which we were all going to take care of because he hadn't been there. And we've got a really good group of Spurs fans via YouTube. Maybe don't appear on you, but we've got a very, very tight-knit, close family that we all stick together and we all try and help each other out. And Tom is a big part of that. And we're like, right, we've got to get Tom in the ground. And he's like, when I told him the story before all that, he was like, oh, Brian, that's so nice with you. I can't wait. And I was like, we're going to be there together. You and I are going to end our exodus together. And then his brother-in-law organised, I remember it was an 8 p.m. kickoff. And it was, I think it was his sister or his sister-in-law's party. I can't remember I know it was a sister, and the brother had organised it for 8 p.m. that day. He's like, I'm fucking fuming. I can't even go to this game. So he didn't go. I did. And then we were going to go on the tour together. And then everything went tits up. He's like, nope, I'm boycotting again. So I had the opportunity to get this guy into the stadium. He was really touched and looking forward to it. And it would have been an honour to be in there with him. And then he couldn't. Then he couldn't go for the one opportunity he had. But he's probably happy he didn't now. If you, yeah, mate. Listen, I could really do with it. This is, mate. That day, honestly, that was. If people don't know, this man here was very drunk one night and thought he was putting in a £3.49 super chat on Tottenham away, and he put in a £349 super chat in Tottenham away, which Tottenham away refunded, and he got his money back. So there was no drama with that because we all know each other. But mate, that was a funny day. That was a funny day. Yeah, listen, Mike, am I starting to get away from things now? Where are we? 11:07. Where are we at time wise? Okay, I'm still not that far behind, mate. I am keeping up with shit. Come on. Yeah, this guy. Oh, it's a two-parter. Tottenham Hotspur new director. Dortmund fans called him Osama Ben Cow, and now they want to. Yeah, mate. Honestly, I put on Twitter that the Tottenham recruitment to get a job now. All you need to do is be struggling at your old club, be available, and then we'll hire you. It doesn't matter if you're struggling. If your fans think you're absolutely useless, you're available. Sure, come. And then to say alongside Lang, how Spurs, mate, we'll see. We'll see. Big up AJ Aussie Spurs, brand new channel. Good guy. If you're looking for a bit of new Spurs content, this is a good guy here, AJ Aussie Spurs. So big up to him. Johnny Boys from Feyenoord, left wing back, Australian, representative worth a look. Yeah, do you know what? I'm AJ at the moment. Even if it was a Canadian player, a British player, until we know where we are, I'm not looking at anything, listening to anyone. I don't even listen to press conferences anymore. Since the Conte pipe bomb, mic drop moment, I do not listen to a single press conference from the manager. The greeting, the hello, the goodbye, the this, the that, because the club have just said, say you can say this, you can't say that, blah, 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 blah. The only talking I believe and listen to is on that pitch. Not, oh, the guys look really good in training. They look very, very excited. Good for them. Let's see what they do on the pitch. So I'm not looking at players at all until I know what league we're in. It's just not worth it, mate. It'll drive my head in. Of course you can, Jordan. Of course you can, brother. My DMs are available on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Of course you can, buddy. No problem whatsoever. Anyone that does have any ideas of stuff they want for content, as you know, this is normally the late night Lilywhite content. If I do things on match days, like when I come back from the yard, we'll get guests on. I will bring guests on more regularly. Today's just a catch up with you all and get back into the swing of things. But yeah, if you have ideas of content, mate, and especially during the season to fill up stuff, then big up, no problem. If Spurs go down, the lack of spending in big old mate. Without a shadow of a doubt, Mike. Without a shadow of a doubt. And like I said, I had to do a thread and I had to listen to the Lange interview to get it right, because everyone was going on about the injured players. They're coming back. We didn't want to panic buy. Bollocks. Which is a major reason to go mad. But what got me is the line where he said, well, 33 players were only bought in the Premier League, so the Premier League team weren't spending money. And I was like, well, that's because of PSR and FFP. And the clubs have had better squads and not the injuries that we have. We've got such a big advantage on other teams at how we could spend. Seeing that they couldn't spend, that was the exact time to use the advantage that you built up to get us. It was, mate, honestly, and he started that interview and he says, oh, it's been wonderful to be able to talk to you. I love these January interviews or after the windows because I can talk to the fans. I'm like, do you bollocks? And he even blames like the increased fixtures. It was just like, will you shut up? I've never known a man more incompetent in his job. I really haven't. Jamie, big up, brother. I hope you're good. Mate, enjoy, brother. Whatever you do, mate, it's just good to see you in the chat. I've missed not seeing you. I've missed not interacting with you. So it's all good, brother. Whatever you're doing, enjoy. You can't spell. So true. So true. Welcome back, Russell, brother. Welcome back. Completely it's how the club is. Let's have a look. Matisse Tell fan club established in Canada. Congratulations. Yeah, Scott will be the chairman. Can you imagine if Scott was the chairman for the Matisse Tell and XYZ? Scott being the chairman of something, I would be on board regardless. I don't know what role they give me, or if I'd just be a spectator, but Scott the chairman of the chairman of whatever would be a glorious. Joe, good shout for a left back. Okay, listen, like I said, I'm waiting till I know what league we're in. Guys, remind me after the season, and I'll definitely check him out. Your channel and We Are Tottenham TV plus Stells are the best. Listen, Matt, it's always wonderful to hear that. It's brilliant to hear it. We Stella and I come in for obvious abuse or criticism. Let's say criticism, because of how direct we are and how we're saying, why aren't the fans doing this? Or we'll go for the board. We don't change who we are. We Are Tottenham TV. Look, like people know, my relationship with those boys and that channel is unbreakable, unrivalable. Unrivalable? I don't even think that's a word, but you know what I'm trying to get at. And they're the top of the tree. They're the family tree that grew Tottenham Away, Tottenham on Tour, Stell's new channel, the Spurs Corner. But we appreciate that. It's very, very nice to hear the kind words after everything that goes on and the abuse I get on the comments when I go on We Are Tottenham TV after. But I don't look at the comments anymore because it's just trolls, and that's what they do with their life. I think that, okay, but I've just seen the name that I love to see. Mate. Big up, Daigle. Fuck Enoch. One day our club will be great. We must stay strong. Chop cheese. You have no idea how. Like I said, this show was just to come back and say this show is back, and hopefully get a lot of the regulars, and then attract some new guests, new people in the chat. It was about recalling the family back. You know, when something comes back and it's like, I'm back. Gather round. I have been seeing the names pop up. And as you know, I always loved it. You popped up always around this time. And it's a joy to see you back in the chat, brother. I hope you're good and well. I hope the family are good and well. And it's wicked to see your name back in, buddy. Absolutely, 100% agree. I must have missed something there. Oh, wait a minute. Is it from here, AJ? Alex Robinson at Cardiff City, promoted to the Championship. We'd add some steel to the midfield. Then we've got absolutely 100% agree. I said, like I said, Italian football I don't watch. There you go. It was your sister's 50th. I couldn't remember I knew it was sister or sister-in-law, but I was right. But it just couldn't work out. But we did get to see each other at Ben's Coffee House, and the tears were there. The tears were real. And I'll be back, please God, June 2027. Could be sooner if there's a family emergency. Could be sooner if England win the World Cup. And it will be definitely sooner if Lange or Vinay are still here after the World Cup. And I won't go until one of them have left, or both of them. I literally mean it. I'll be like, Ilana, you come back to England with me, or I'm in England for a bit of time. I will work in England, but I am going to non-stop protest. I don't care if I'm on my own. So we will see. We shall see. What's Scott M saying? Scott M is getting involved. Scott M is getting involved. Mate, you are far from a shit fan. You are far from a shit fan. Right, I'm going to start missing the apps where you're talking amongst each other, because I'll miss the conversation, but I will respond. Same with the press conference. Same with the press conferences. Same stupid social media hijinks. Don't know if they still do it. Really pissed me off when they are goofing. Yeah, look, the thing I hate is when De Zerbi came in and everyone's going, oh my God, even Tudor, oh my God, he sounds so refreshing. He sounds like he's going to get the players up. Then you see the players training. Oh, look at them train. Look at them run. Look at them. Right. The manager's not going to come in and go, well, do you know what? Half this team are absolute fucking shit. We're just going to wait till we get relegated, then rebuild. He's not going to say that stuff. He's not going to come in. Any manager at any club is not going to say that. And then it's like, oh, look at them. The players are really, really happy with the training. Okay, well done. Whether it's you like the training or not, the manager is there to get you in shape and do things. Do your fucking talking on the pitch. And then I hate the Spurs emojis. Before I joke about with Craig, we start the day with the when we're away or home, and they do that. We have arrived, and then it's like a pin location. Then it's the salutes emoji for the players getting ready, and then it's the arm emoji for the boys are ready for war or whatever. And then afterwards, it's come back stronger. We apologise. Blah 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 blah. I don't listen to it. I don't pay attention anymore. It is so. I'm sure I can't confirm this or say this is factual, but I'm convinced that after the Conte pipe bomb, there's like a template, like insert player name here, insert adjective to describe and do's and don'ts. And I just don't listen to them. I do not listen to them. They could be absolutely breathtakingly brilliant or absolutely shockingly shit. I don't care. I don't listen. I don't want to know. Talking is 90 minutes when you cross that white line. The welcome to the clubs are definitely oh mate, without a doubt. Charlie, how are we doing, buddy? I hope you're good and well. Buddy. Good to see ya. It's still evening here. In 27 minutes, it will be midnight, and we'll be into Thursday in the city of Toronto. What's brother saying? It's crazy to think that my first game with my dad was Spurs when we returned to the first division after being relegated. Never would I have thought it might happen again. But like I said, you're a couple of years old, or a few years. Can't remember what the age difference is for me. I'm going to be 47 this year. Spurs got relegated 2 years before I was born. So my entire life, we've been a top-tier team. Had a couple of brushes with relegation and got away with it. But this is where we're at, and I honestly never thought I'd see it. But we are within touching distance of it, and it still hasn't sunk in that this could actually be happening. So we're going to have to wait and see what happens. I like the idea of ENIC out having EG. Yeah, like I said, there's something I'm kind of working on with a couple of people. And we're trying to set this up. And if we do, it will be set up. But we're not going to be like Change for Tottenham or other groups, or even my group prior, where it was like my previous group did not back down, and the message was very clear. But there wasn't a mission statement. There wasn't a vision. There wasn't a pathway or a clear plan of, right, this is what we're planning. This is what we're doing. And this time we will do. We've looked at a lot of things that have been going on with other groups and Change for Spurs with bits, with the media. And we're going to take it on board and run with it. And to make sure we have people that are committed, we are thinking of a subscription to help with banners, leaflets, whether it's going to be per month, per year. We don't know. Hopefully it will be per year, but we'll see how it goes. But that's the idea, and we'll see how it goes. But there are plans to get that ahead. No worries, buddy AJ. Take care, geezer. Take care. Would it be last if Sir Alan Sugar turned up at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium and went up to the evening? Mate, I would love it. Look, Alan Sugar, we're never going to see him. We're never going to see him back in charge. Wouldn't want him back in charge. But I just want to heap loads of embarrassment and loads of pain. I want to inflict on the Lewis family, Vinay and Lange, every bit of pain, anger, anguish, heartbreak, embarrassment, and all the kind of things they've caused us. I want to turn around and magnify it on them 100 times over. I want them to be squirming in their seats. I want them to be fearful that every time the cameras go on them, that the crowd go absolutely batshit crazy. I want it to be, I literally want it to be in that ground like it was when Sol Campbell first came back to this football club, that very, very first time. I want them to feel what he felt times 100. I really, really do. And I've said it before. Campbell screwed us over once. This ownership have had a quarter of a century's worth of doing it. So let's have a look. How Thomas Frank can Lange still be here? Surely he would have gone with his cut. Well, this is the thing. This is what I mean. The worst thing was, look, I really loved Thomas Frank, and I thought he was going to be great for us. And you guys know it. There's no hiding. I made a massive error. But I was so excited about what he'd done at Brentford, and then even with the media, even the interviews that I was sharing with people, he came across fantastically. He came here and he was an absolute shadow of his former self. He should have gone. I mean, the Chelsea game at home was a massive call for some people, and they're like, well, wait, hang on a minute. Then there was the Filth away, and I was there and I was fuming, but that's when I almost had another breakdown and I had a massive mental health wobble and relapse, and the result meant nothing to me, but that should have been a massive warning sign. But then after the West Ham game, when the board got together and called everyone in, and then they couldn't make a decision. That's how incompetent this football club is. They have a meeting all day. They make a massive thing across Sky News that all the board are here together to discuss the future. And they come across, they can't even make a decision. And then they didn't help him in the transfer window at all. We only got Gallagher because of Lange, because of Bentancur's injury. We got D'Souza, an underage youth Brazilian left back that wouldn't been able to help us. But people like Oscar Bob, Lookman, and others were available. We didn't do anything. They were just cowards. Lange is just an absolute, mate, honestly, if he's still there and they're saying, and this German guy, and people still won't react, it's just incredible. Yeah, I can imagine, mate. My dad's seen it. Like I said, Tom's seen it. I'm sure there's other people in the chat that have seen it. It's a horrible, horrible situation to be in. It's what they are, buddy. It's what they are. You watch them come out of a statement soon, and the supporters trust. Yeah. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. Right back to protesting. We tried. Yada yada yada, and they'll probably end up cancelling their own protests. Unfortunately, it's become very apparent to me, and I know a lot of them. I've told a lot of them that I'm saying this because I don't hide behind troll accounts. I'll say it all from me. It looks to me that it became very, very about clicks, like clout, and to help subscribers. People that have known me and watched me long enough know I'll say everything live. I've acted, whether not just me, others have protested when it weren't fashionable, when it weren't. It was like, oh my God, these guys, look at what the hell, we've got our stadium, our training ground, we've tried to get Champions League. We're like, yeah, and what are we doing with it? Where are we? What's going on? Lies, 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 lies. We don't back down, and I'm just not very, very happy with them, and they know it. They know it. I'm very good friends with some of the people with that sing it, show up, sing up, stay up. Very, very, very good friends with one of them. And he knows that me and him are complete loggerheads on this, but it's only the sing-along against the protest. Personally, I love him. I love him like a brother, take a bullet for him. But we are absolutely polar opposites on that, but we're not letting it get in the way of our friendship. It's the football club, but it is what it is. Everyone was impressed and optimistic with De Zerbi's straight shooting or first statement about talking Spurs. Yeah, mate, exactly. This club is too good to go down. The players I like, and da 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 da. This club shouldn't be in this position. You're just like, yup. Been told that. Been heard that. Listen, my favourite thing I've ever heard in a Spurs press conference I've ever heard was Jose Mourinho. Jose Mourinho's opening press conference or interview on Spurs TV was brilliant. And just the best answer to anything is when he said, do you think getting to a Champions League final and not winning it was the start of the finish for Mauricio Pochettino? And he just turned around and said, I don't know. I've never lost a Champions League final. I was like, oh, mate, honestly, what an answer. What an answer. But the rest of it's just like blah, blah, blah. What would you expect him to say? Josie, hi, mate. I've been avoiding Spurs content of late, but saw Late Night Lilywhite pop up, so came on quickly to say hi. Good to see you back. Buddy, Josie, it's good to see you, brother. Like I said, Late Night Lilywhite is back. I've had my break. I feel refreshed. I've missed this show so much. I've missed you guys so much, and it's great to be back. It is great to be back, and it is great to see you, Geezer. What pissed me off is that Spurs got their Muppets to come out and announce, oh, don't. I will say, I don't know if people have watched it. I have watched it over 100 times. In this dark time of what we're going through, the breakdown video of Simeon doing the talk of that announcement is one of the best 6 minutes and funniest 6 minutes of 2026. I have watched it over 100 times. It is fucking hysterical. It is incredible. How's Leicester? Exactly, buddy. Exactly. Jack C, how we doing? If you had to pick 2 or 3 players you think keep us up, who you think is most important? So, Jack, I'm going to ask you very quickly, if you're still here, to say, do you mean 2 or 3 players that are out on loan that I would have signed in January? But if I could go back in Spurs past and say, right, 3 Spurs players from Premier League past that could come back in their pomp, I need a little bit more on that question, but I will gladly answer it if you could put that bit in. I don't know, you might have put it in the chat, but if you can add to that, if you're still here, we will definitely go through that and answer it. Oh, let me just go. Oh, we've gotten up. Look who's here. Look who's here. I'm just going to bring it up because I'm very, very lucky. I'm very, very lucky with this channel and with things I've done to meet people from all over the world. And when I say meet, I don't mean meet personally face-to-face in real life. I mean via this channel and then going on to whether it be Facebook Messenger, WhatsApp, LinkedIn, whatever. This man here is one of the kindest, the nicest, down-to-earth people you could ever wish to meet. And seeing David, brother, or as you would say, Cobber, so sad seeing our great club like this. Maybe a clean out will, at the top will happen. Great channel, Brian. Well done, Cobber. Brother, honestly, do you know what? Like I said, Ange Postecoglou came to the football club and I was doing a very popular show called Anger Management with Johnny, and every game we did. That's how David found us. And obviously there's been a massive divide about Ange. And I'm not having an Ange conversation here. I'm just saying how me and David met. And honestly, what a top man. What a top man. I'm so happy to see you in the chat, brother. And I hope he's just been severely unwell. And I hope you are feeling much, much better, brother. I hope you're feeling much, much better. Tim, I'm not going to try and say the last bit, Tim, because I will butcher it. And I apologise. He was so obviously the wrong appointment. Going to lose games isn't really... Yeah, look. Do you know what? People will know I wanted Thomas Frank before we actually appointed Ange. So I was a big fan of him. But it was because everything he was saying at Brentford, everything I was seeing, everything he was doing was so upbeat. He looked like such a good guy in the media. He looked like such a... And then he took the Spurs job, did his first press conference, or when they say Spurs' new manager, he does his interview on Spurs TV. But then from the Spurs press conference and saying that, I was like, I didn't take too much to heart on that. And that was my stupidity. But I didn't really think of that. As in, like, I thought, Joe, what, that is kind of... It's a fact. We're not going to go... Should he have said it? No. Should he have said all the things that he banged on with Arsenal and the others? No. But literally, it was like someone took the job and then on his way home or in the dark, someone cloned him as in like the evil version of him. And it was like, I don't know who this Thomas Frank is. I don't know. I couldn't understand. I stopped listening to his interviews. I listened to the beginning few, but like Match of the Day or on Sky, I wouldn't listen. I wouldn't listen to what he had to say. I'll listen to the analysis with the pundits, but I won't listen to... And my God, it was wrong. My God, it was... and you know what? I've taken a lot of heat of it from people that are in the comments on We Are Tottenham TV or other channels. And I've openly said, you know what? I admit when I'm wrong. And boy, did I get it wrong. But loads of people, and I just ignore it. But yeah, I got it completely wrong. Never. I mean, I even said on We Are Tottenham TV, I have said some stupid things in my life. Very, very stupid. Whether they're Spurs related, life related. But I honestly think saying I badly want Thomas Frank and he'll be in a massive success was the dumbest thing I've ever said in my life. So, mate, it's always nice to hear you say that. It's always nice to hear you say that, mate. You're making me blush. You're making me blush, brother. You're making me blush. Sim was his mate. He weren't just funny. He was hysterical. He was absolutely hysterical. I cannot tell you how many times I watched it and I kept picking out new things. And every time I was going, oh, that's amazing. We've got 2 new websites. Isn't that amazing? I was crying, tears of laughter. They were hurting. So honestly, it's just one of the best 6 minutes of content this year on anything YouTube. Jack, in the current team, okay. So we're talking about, okay, you've answered. So you're talking in the current team that are vital for us to stay up. I think if we'd had Kudus back, that would have been massive. I really think that would have been massive. Benson Core, who I was actually very impressed with. When we heard that he was back, I was like, I don't want to rush him back. We know what it's like with players breaking down at this football club. Plus, I said, and Benson Core showed me different, that I'm very concerned about World Cup players after them seeing what happened to Romero and Kudus, not giving 110% in going into crunching tackles or whatever, because they risk missing out for their country in a World Cup. So Benson Core, Kudus. Fuck me, is there a third? Maddison's just not going to be fit enough. He's not. If I could just pick someone out of the hat that Maddison had been playing all season and he was ready to go, Maddison is nowhere near ready. You got to remember, he played in that pre-season and picked up that injury But he was injured before the end of the season, last season, and couldn't play in Europa League. I can't remember what game he got, but he has not played football for so long. So long. And I don't think you can just come back that quickly and just do it. But if I had to pick another one, it would be Maddison. Yeah, I mean, if we're talking about current team right here, right now, that are in the team that play, completely agree with Russell. Completely, totally and utterly wouldn't change a single thing. I think those three are vital. Or actually, no, I would change VDV and I'll put Danso. I'll put Danso because I know Danso will get. I'm very, very concerned with VDV. Like I just said about the World Cup, the closer we get, he's not going to risk pulling a hamstring, and that scares the shit out of me because players will start thinking about their World Cup place. And I don't, after seeing his partner in Romero and Kudus, not saying that this will happen, not saying it will, but I'm just Kinski. I don't put it this way: if we start Wolves and I see Vicario, I was at Wolves last season and Vicario was absolutely shambolic. And a couple of rows in front of me, I've had his parents, and his parents just couldn't look and could hear the abuse or frustration, not abuse, frustration at him. I honestly, even if Vicario's fit, I want Kinski to play the rest of the season. Steady on, Brian. I can't be predicting us. Yeah, you can be. You can be. I know you can be. But with me, never ever. On the channel, never ever. But it's great to see you, David. Spurs fans, well, some of us do, brother. Some of us. Yeah, completely wrong. But this is the thing, Tom. You and I will put our hands up and go, do you know what? I agree. I was wrong. There's a lot of people that try and not just, I'm not talking YouTube, I'm talking social media or whatever, and they'll try and backtrack and say, yeah, but this was because of that and that. No, I got it hopelessly wrong with Frank. What do I know? I saw something at Brentford. I saw the exact opposite at Spurs. Man, we were wrong. Mate, the year I was born, great year. Great year. This is what is too laughable, brother? Probably my humour or something being said, but this is what this show is all about, brother. And it's not always Spurs. Sometimes this can change. We started talking about worst crisp flavours, movies, books, whatever. This is the beauty of Late Night Lilywhite. You just never know what is going to happen. Joe, what Forest have got a real. Morgan Gibbs-White, the hat trick he scored the other day was sensational. I'm a massive, people will know, a massive Morgan Gibbs-White fan. I am so pissed off we didn't sign him. I am so pissed off. Them staying in Europe could have a big impact on us because they're going to be playing twice a week. But that also spurred Spurs on to win the Europa League. We knew we weren't going down, so we didn't have that pressure. But I don't know. But what I've been saying the whole time as well, Charlie, is West Ham, Leeds, and I'm including Leeds, although I think I'm out of it. Leeds, West Ham and Forest have all had relegation battle experience. They've been there, they've done it, they've got the T-shirt, they've won some, they've lost some, but they know what this part of the season means. If the roles were reversed and it was the same teams pushing for a European spot, we'd have the upper hand. By clear, we'd be like, right, we know how to navigate through this and get there. I worry that they've all been here, done that, got the T-shirt, as they say. He had a good line of BS Brian with some of the Spurs. Yep. Sim's reaction to Brighton's equal. Oh, mate, yeah. So, do you know what, Sim? The funniest thing that makes me laugh with that is Ben as well. If you watch, Ben was at the game, and if people have watched the boys when they were at Ajax and Moura scored that hat trick, Simeon's when they equalised, Simeon's voice goes so loud and so high pitch that I think there are a pack of dogs outside the Ajax stadium that have been called by Simeon. Then if you watch Ben when Xavi scored his goal, I think he went at the same high pitch. Simeon's reactions in the studio have been brilliant. And I mean, when I've been with him, when I remember when in Ange's first 10 games, when Kulu scored that winner against Sheffield United in the last minute, he went so mad. He was trying to take his top off. And I got to him, I was like, what are you doing? He goes nuts. But watching him do the analysis on the website is one of the funniest things that I've seen all year. Yeah, look, Enoch, we have a big problem with Enoch Surreal, don't we? That they don't hire footballing people. One said, so the worst thing I said was this some bloke is a complete utter shit after about 4 or 5 months of watching it. Oh, sorry, he didn't have the greatest start, but my God, yeah. I mean, let's face it, when we did sign him, a lot of people were like, who the hell is this guy? And then he did what he did. Isaiah Israel, I can't find the Rob Pickering song on We Are Tottenham TV. It's not just the song, mate. They sang the song another day because I remember when I saw. Have you seen the video, Isaiah Israel? Have you? In fact, let me just quickly skip. I'm the star where we are. Let me just skip. Okay, we're quite. Just yes or no to the people that haven't seen the video of Simeon analysing the the video, because if we get a no, have you guys seen it? Just Y or N? Because I know for a fact We Are Tottenham TV will never ever copyright us, so I've got no problem playing it. But the thing is, as you're saying about the song, after the song, watching the video, so I put a comment saying, I wonder if we're going to have an open top bus for the or a bus top to welcome Rob Pickering and support them in their, like, the sing up, show up, stay up. And then someone said, you've got to make a song for it. And I said, all right, let me try and work on it. And then he came up with the song. And then the next day, he played it. So I've got from Jim Bean. First of all, Renier Coys, welcome to the show, brother. Ashish J.A., welcome to the. So at the moment, I've got 3 ends that haven't seen it. Okay. I've got no problem watching this again. Let's see if I can get between 5 and 10 yeses in the next, before we get to the 3-hour mark, about wanting to see Simeon absolutely destroy Tottenham. Tottenham's web announcement and 2 apps. If I can get 5 to 10 yeses before the 3-hour mark, and we're at 2 hours 58. So we get 5 or to 10 yeses before we get 3 minutes. I'll play it. I will play it, no problem at all. So let's see if we get the yeses coming in. Let's see if the yeses come in. You've got 1 minute and 18 seconds to get your yeses in to watch the video of Sim destroying. Right, we got 1 yes. We got 2 yeses. We need 3 more yeses minimum in 1 minute from now. 3, 4. I can't believe you said no thanks. Don't worry, I'll play it. I will play it. You won't hear the song. I can sing the song. But 1 more yes in 45 seconds. It is 5 minutes of Sim. It's hysterical. It's hysterical. Okay, we've got no, I haven't seen it. We've already. Okay, here we go. Let me find it. We are Tottenham TV. Okay, videos. Let me find it. Here we go. 1 second. Is this it? Yep, it is it. 1 sec. Right. 1 sec. Right, volume there. Okay. Just let me share screen. Let me share the screen. YouTube. In fact, let me just let Ben and Sim know that I'm sharing the video. And do not, if you get a copy, do not accept it. Yids. Okay. Boys, hope you are well. I am about to play the Simian video. The Simian video. That is how you spell Simian. Oh no, I've spelled Simian wrong. Simian video on Late Night Lilywhite. Lilywhite, please, if you get a notification, it's me. It's me. I know you won't copyright us. Cheers, brothers. Cheers, brothers. Oh, Scott, I've just seen your WhatsApps, brother. No worries, brother. No worries, mate. It'll be back once a week, and I'll always, Scott, always let you know. Right, let's do this. Share screen. Right, you guys can see it. Let me just push play. And when I push play, can you just, I'll put play for like two seconds. Just then say you can hear it. Just say, yes, we can hear. And then we'll play it from full. So.
All right, that is your Tottenham Hotspur.
You're forgetting.
What?
Forgetting something.
What?
You're not heard.
Right. Just let me know. I'm going to come back to you guys now. Could you hear it? Could you guys hear Simeon talking? Just say yes or no. It's quiet. Okay. Let me make sure. Let me see. I've got it on full volume, my end from here. So maybe you need to adjust your volume. But I'm going to play it now from start to finish.
All right, that is your Tottenham Hotspur.
You're forgetting.
What?
Forgetting something.
What?
You're not heard.
What?
You're not seen.
What?
We got what an unbelievable website we have.
Oh God, don't start.
Unbelievable. The achievements of our new app on the phone is unprecedented achievements. Unprecedented. Can you bring it up? Rob Pickering, our chief technology and digital officer at Tottenham Hotspur, has done a very detailed LinkedIn post on LinkedIn saying, today we launched 2 new Tottenham Hotspur Football Club apps and a brand new website for both our club and stadium. The stadium now has its own website and app. How amazing.
Fantastic.
It's amazing, isn't it? And
So
he says, I'll make a bold claim now. This is the best digital experience in football. This is not a marketing spin, he says, or me talking my own book. Okay, maybe a little bit. The world-class UX feature, rich delivery, and connected nature of these apps back it up, with more still to come through June as we get ready for the new season. We split our single app into 2, so we get now two new apps. How amazing! The new club app covers everything Spurs, news, content, ticketing, fully integrated Spurs play, overseas supporter club integration, and personalized experience built around what you care about. It's built around what we care about.
Yeah, built around wins. Can we have some games?
We don't care about that. We don't care about that. This is built about what we care about, which apparently isn't wins. The Stadium app is your match day companion. Digital wayfinding from the street to your seat, robotic fan cameras to take match day selfies from your seat. So match day championship selfies, amazing. Integrated ticketing with Ticketmaster and a bunch of other capabilities that push us further towards our goal of being a 365-day-a-year destination. It's all connected to our customer 360 through Data Cloud and Marketing Cloud to our Salesforce instance, so the experience is personalized for you in real time. Unbelievable, Robert Pickering. Incredible. Round of applause to you and everyone in Tottenham for creating the best website and app that the Premier League has seen. Incredible stuff. What an amazing achievement. And it's incredible that they're working towards their goal, and their goal is a 365-day destination. That's the goal of the club, apparently. That's their goal. Isn't trophies, isn't a good football team, isn't a fan integration.
Who is Rob Pickering anyway?
He's our Chief Technology and Digital Officer. That's easy. He says their goal is to have a 365-day destination. That's the goal. Incredible stuff. I'm glad your focus is in the right place. I'm glad you're tooting your own horn as we march ourselves down to the Championship, that we've got a fantastic website. I'm so happy for you. I'm delighted for you. Honestly, what does he really think that celebrating and celebrating yourself right now and coming out with this stuff on LinkedIn is the right time and place when Tottenham fans are paying the highest season ticket prices in the whole Premier League, and we're currently 2 wins at home the whole season and currently going down to the Championship with no wins in 2026. Yeah, but let's all celebrate what an amazing app we have. What are these people? Have no self-awareness.
They've never had any. No one in the club has ever had any self-awareness. I don't know why this is surprising to anyone. But I've seen a lot of reaction to this over social media. I just don't know why this is surprising to anyone. This has happened. This kind of shit has happened time and time again. And it's going to continue happening. They have no self-awareness. They don't know how to read a room. They're completely deluded within their own ideas. And yeah, why are they coming out with this now? Like, he should know that this is only going to cause anger within the Spurs fan base.
What do you want? Congratulations from all of us. For what a fantastic achievement for launching.
He doesn't want
website.
it from us. He wants it from his tech buddies on LinkedIn. That's what he wants it from. He doesn't. You think these guys care what the fans think?
Clearly not, because he posted it, celebrating himself.
These guys. The guys within Tottenham have never thought of the fans. They don't care about the fans. They don't want to know the fans. They just want to toot their horn against their buddies in the technical world or whatever of the world that they think of. So it doesn't surprise me.
Well, we're getting closer and closer to that 365-day destination because we're going to have more games next season.
Getting closer and closer to 365 days without a win. That's what we're getting closer and closer to. Anyway.
It's going to be a destination when there's a protest every day, hopefully. Yeah. I'll be making a destination.
365 days protest.
Exactly. There'll be a destination for every year. Maybe that's the goal. Get everyone protesting every single day, then they'll achieve their goal.
Sure, these guys inside the club in their suits, they have no care in the world. All right, we're going down, but don't worry, guys. We've got a great app. We've got a great website. We've got the best websites have to offer. Fantastic.
But this isn't a marketing spin. This is just incredible feat of excellence from Tottenham Hotspur.
And also, like, fans were biting back to this on his LinkedIn post, and he was actually biting to a lot of these comments, which was quite funny. But it's just like, he says that
this is the best digital experience in the world of football. Fantastic, because the real world is fucking shit.
It's so true.
And that's how they end it. Honestly, that video is every time I am down or need to pick me up at the moment, that is my video to get me through it. That is my video that gets me through it. It makes absolutely no sense. Like people said, deluded. We're a fucking laughing stock. Definitely, mate. Definitely. I've just realised that the club's engaging a psychologist. Is it for the players or the fans? Who fucking knows? Who fucking knows? But the guy that was asking for the song is to the tune of Sweet Caroline, is Rob Pickering. Bum, bum, ba. Websites never seem so good. So good. So good. So good. And it's brilliant. It's brilliant. I mean, this is what the day that they announced that, they also announced 2-for-1 drinks back at the lane. You're going to have a free flag, people, a free flag that the trust immediately retweet and go, oh, free flag, get behind. The club is a joke. The club is a joke. They do this. I have a dear friend who's a Leicester fan by the name, and he's heartbroken at the moment, by the name of Wayne Holland. And he said a little while ago, your owners are trolling you. And you're just letting them have, or not me, but the majority of our fan base are allowing it to happen. And he was right. He was right. This is where we get, yeah, mate, listen, it makes the fact that they're talking about, I actually joked about with Ben and I said, Ben, do me a favor. When you get to your seat, can you let me know you get there? You've only been there for years, but now you've got your street to seat companion because you didn't know how to get there. Please let me know you arrive safely because I'll be worried if you don't. And you can take match day selfies on the app. Match day, this is where we're at. And they want us to become a 365-day-a-year destination, whether that be virtually or... They are literally in your face going, we are absolutely in the most embarrassing state this club has been in our recent history. We've given you all this bullshit that we're going to spend and we need this stadium to pay the way. And literally, at the depth that we have sunk to, they just carry on with this shit. They just carry on with this shit. And they've applied for a medical team and a psychologist via LinkedIn. It is the most embarrassing state of affairs. And it's just, I honestly, you look at other football clubs and teams, if this had been any other so-called big team, I won't even just say the big six, if it had been a Villa, a Newcastle, an Everton that have stooped this low and are pulling this shit, there would be anarchy. There would be anarchy. But no. All the other teams are... it will hurt the players' feelings. We have to make them feel special. They get paid so much. They could pay me the money at Archie Gray. Or no, let's do something. Brandon Austin. I will walk around that stadium and let you abuse me for 90 minutes. Fuck, I'll even let you hit me for 90 minutes for the money they pick up. People remember back in the day when Judas first came back to the lane, that atmosphere was hostile and as toxic and as electric as they come. Our players didn't collapse. The Filth were such a much better team than us, and we battled to a 1-1 draw, and they got spurred on by the absolute raw emotion and hatred that was in the air for what was going on. But now it's a different model. You can't say hurty words. You can't. It's just sad. It's just sad. I actually compared the highs up at Tottenham to the government of South. Yeah, look, political wise, Renya, I don't. I kind of understand what you're getting at, but I never get involved in politics or anything. But I know what you're trying to say. But we are just, and nothing. No one, the majority won't do anything about it. What if we sign kids and play the worst football in the Championship to finish mid-table if we get relegated? We're going to experience what we experience if we do go down to the Championship. If we do say, right, this is going to be to save money and we're going to lose so much money, we're going to have a year where we're playing the kids. I expect mid-table. And that's not a slant on how bad the kids are. It's how well prepared we will be and what this football club will do. But people like I said, I love Stel. I adore Stel. Take a bullet for him. And he's under the impression that if we go down, it's going to force Enoch to come up with a footballing plan and strategy. And it won't. In my opinion, it won't. It'll be, they haven't done it for 25 years. Why are they going to do it now? The damage would have been done. They'll put on more events. They've covered their asses. It's just a sad times. Oh, mate, the Spurs medical team, all the players that have had long-term injuries, they go abroad because they don't want to be near our medical team. I don't understand. We have all these facilities and the training ground is like a health spa. It's a 5-star. They get it so easy. Like in the lodge, all the Spurs players have the exact same bed they have at home because they want to make them feel comfortable, and they have their PlayStations or their mate. If I was manager, those beds are going straight away. You're sleeping on a bed of fucking nails and broken glass until you start fucking improving yourself to earn your luxuries back. They get treated. Back in the 70s, obviously football has widely changed and the money and what you do. These players wouldn't have, They wouldn't have got that. In Italy, this team have played like this in Serie A. They lose on a Sunday. They go away for 3 days. And they tell your wife and kids, you'll be gone for 3 days. We're going on a training camp and you're going to train. Here it's like, oh, just go home. Go lay on your bed at the lounge. They come here and it's made all too easy for them. I hate to say it, but I think I hate, mate, do you know what? Someone said, when I said they need to make the, and I agree with what I'm about to say, when I put up on all my social medias that the ground against Brighton needs to be like when Judas came back for the first time, someone put as a comment going, do you know what? If I knew back then what I knew now, when Campbell came back that day, I would have given him a hero's reception if it meant we never had to deal with Enoch. And I wholeheartedly agree with it. If what happened with Campbell, if we gave him a standing ovation and say, oh, you know what, you left on a free, blah, 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 no bad blood, and that meant Enoch never touched us, take me back right now so I can do it. I would give him a hero's welcome if it meant Enoch never had this amount of time at Spurs. Thank you for the stadium, blah, blah, blah. But you look at it, I don't think we've signed one player that we couldn't have signed at the Lane. Yes, when it comes to wages and whatever, that stadium has helped with that. But we were told we need this for the big players and to get them to come here. I don't think there's a single player that we have signed at this stadium that we couldn't have got at White Hart Lane. Not a single one of them. But there you go. Mate, it's what it has become. It's what it's become. Mate, being a newbie, you've just come to this, but being an oldie and having seen what we did and what we stood for and now where we've gone is twice as hard, brother. Right now, people like yourself that through age or living in a different country and not being attached to football until a certain time, which it's not no bad thing if you're born younger. I had an argument with the guy in the Scotland Yard, a lot older than me, and he said, I don't know what I'm talking about. He's been following the Spurs since the 50s, and I've only been able to follow them since the early 80s. I was like, do I need to apologise for my parents being the age they are and having me? What's that got to do with anything? I can't compete if you're older than me. That's not my problem. It's just madness, buddy. They don't need football, brother. This is the major issue. If we stay up, I want Matoma or mate, I'll take Matoma all day long. Somerville, who many laughed at the January window, and I was one of them. Mate, he's better than anything we've got, which isn't the greatest at this time. I mean, the bar's not set high, but he's had a great second half of the season for West Ham, like it or not. And this is what we've got to look at it right now. I don't think West Ham would have sold him to us when we were a little bit away from them at the time. So but Matoma in a goddamn heartbeat. Who knows? Maybe the De Zerbi link. Who knows? I mean, I don't know if Ryan's still here, but maybe De Zerbi can do something in the summer if we're still in the Premier League. I would take Matoma in a goddamn heartbeat. I mean, that goal he scored, you could have had Kinski, Vicario and Austin in goal. They're not saving it. And the fact that they had him on the bench was just mind-blowing. So, Ashisha, he has said last week, and I interpret this as, he said, listen, it doesn't matter what league we're in. All that matters is that the board are on the same page as me and we keep on the same page. If we keep on the same page, things will be fine. And we all know what that means in the board doing what the manager wants. It'll be like, I want player A. Okay, I see your player A, but we found a younger, cheaper version of that may become that player. And if Zerbi loses out on a couple of players, he will fuck off. But if we go down and they do stay on the same page, I think he will stay. I know we need to hire a spy to watch the players in training for now. Mate, first of all, you can't do it, although I'd love us to. But, mate, I think even against Sunderland, we could have had 14 people on the pitch and we still wouldn't have won. He's not average, mate. He's not average. But that's your opinion and you're entitled to it, but I think he's well above average. Put it this way, you put all our current wingers together, combined, Matoma's better than them. If they combine to make one super winger, Mitoma's better than all of them. In my opinion. From birth up until the age I am now, which is 36, coming to 37, I've witnessed the 1991 FA Cup, Worthington Cup, Carling Cup, and Europa Cup. Yeah, I mean, I was born 79. In the, let's just say the 80s being the first decade I was like properly there. 81 FA Cup, 82 FA Cup, 84 Europa League, or UEFA Cup it was called then. 87 FA Cup final defeat. 1991 FA Cup final winners. So before I was even 13, I'd seen 4 trophies. And I've seen obviously 2 Carabao Cups and Europa since then. It's just mad. It's just mad. Sully, brother, I hope you're good and well. All is good here. Right, guys, listen, it's 20 past 12. We've been going for 3 hours 20. It has been wonderful to be back with you all. This will be once a week for sure. I don't know what day. So if you do love being a part of Late Night Lilywhite, put the notification bell and subscribe to Tottenham on Tour so you'll get a half-hour notification that we're going live. It will be once a week. I can't confirm what day and time. I'd love to say a solid this day, but at the moment my sleep is all over the place. So it's going to be as and when, but it will be once a week. I cannot explain to you how much I've loved being back with you in the gang. I all hope you have a wonderful Thursday, or whatever you're doing, have a great day. We will be back, and I will say, I've got my my final 4. Obviously, it used to be and as always. So it's like, comment, share, subscribe. Rob Pickering, bum bum ba. Website's never been so good, so good, so good, so good. Then it's Johan Lange, piss off. Then it's the biggest word you've ever heard, and this is how it goes. Oh, supercalifragilistic fuck off venkatesham. And as always, Enoch out. Good night, everyone. God bless.